Pete, you ready for the totally coolest, awesome show ever?
You can't see me.
Oh my god, I can't start the show because the thing to start's way far down. Oh my god, the tier list. Yeah, there you go. A little scene. The tier list is huge today. I was trying to get to the intro thing, and wow, is it?
I know. I told you. Well, it's also because it's not doubled up. It's one. It's a long list of one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Side by side.
All right, so once again, me and Peter are back to trying to do our intros, and we'll get. It wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
If I could have just hit it, we would have had it. I guess. I don't know.
I thought it was SummerSlam. We had Cena, so.
Yeah. We would have had it. What's going on, Ruben? What's going on, Sacred Jedi Tex? How you guys doing today? Pete, we got a pretty full show today, right? We're gonna do some.
Yeah, I think so. I think we got plenty of stuff to talk about.
Do some Eternals. We're gonna do some I guess spoilers, right? We're also gonna do
yeah. Some of the stuff we're gonna talk about is spoilers. So
a whole bunch of stuff getting leaked and all types of good stuff. Welcome back from vacation, by the way. JJ did an excellent job keeping it.
He did filling in.
Thought he was doing a pretty good job. All right. Well, hey, speaking of that, see you being on vacation, I heard you went to a couple shops. Did you pick up anything good?
The first time I went out hunting, I hit two places, one of which I'd been before, thinking, all right, maybe I can find some treasure. But it really was just junk. It was like one of those retro stores, had a bunch of toys. They had toys, which is kind of interesting. But the comics they had in boxes were literally just thrown in boxes. They had two comic boxes. The rest of the boxes, it was just bins, just with books just thrown in. Some had bags, some didn't. They had marked price stickers from other stores. I had no idea how much these things cost, but it was mostly just junk. So I was like, I'm out.
Yeah.
But then there was a shop that I did go to.
I love digging in those dirt holes because I always try to find one.
I want to find at least one thing. I literally found nothing.
That sucks.
It was nothing. I'm like, this isn't even worth a nickel if I can buy it for a nickel.
Sacred Jedi Text, we are going to cover What If, and we're going to spoil it. We're going to do it after the news section. What's going on, Shannon and Repair Tech Tony? Good to see you. Were we showing anything, or were you just talking to people about how you're doing?
I got a couple. I did hit one shop, and I saw a couple things that I only bought 2 books from there. I mean, apart from some new releases, because I think I went there on a Wednesday, so I bought a couple new release books just to read. But 2 things I found in the boxes while digging the back issues, because it was a shop there. They had most of their stuff priced right, or eBay prices on a lot of stuff, but a couple things were a little under that I thought. So Avengers Academy 1, that Jurdovic variant or whatever, found that in a box, and it was marked $30. I was like, I think it's 1 to 25, so I'm fine going close to a ratio like that. And this one ain't that easy to find, so I brought that one to the front. And then I saw this one on the wall. I think this is also 1 to 25. This Delato, this Dakin.
Nice.
Dakin Dark Wolverine #1. I do dig this cover. I just never see it. And I don't know if you can see it. They had 50 on it, but the dude gave me 10% off at the end of the day, so wasn't too bad. I mean, what do you think on eBay? It's like 100 plus people asking for that one. So,
what do you think of that character?
He's interesting. I think it could work. It could have worked if they would have introduced him,
done something with him, right? I really do.
Other than that, I got stuff in the mail, but nothing super. I got this Armor Wars. I just like this one, the Malieve. I mentioned it in Dollar Bin Digging not that long ago. It's a 1 in 10. It's just like a landscape. It's a wraparound. I actually got 2, so I put the back one in so I can see what the back looks like. It's a super cheap. It's $3 online. And then this, I don't even know how to say this book. It's MF. What?
Yeah, MFR.
Okay, whatever the heck it is. But I forgot I'd ordered it, and I got a metal cover too. Forgot I ordered the metal cover for it.
Nice.
Yeah. And then I got 2 of this Department of Truth 12, the doors, because I kind of thought it was kind of cool, the doors. I order stuff on impulse when sometimes people tell me things Chris Nelms will shoot me a message, say, hey, look, they got this book. And then I'll go, Sometimes I buy them, sometimes I don't. And then I forget. And all of a sudden they show up in the mail.
I got one thing. I got this weird book. This actually brought up a topic in the stores. It's this Echo Land. It's an image book.
Yeah, you were talking about that. What is that?
So it's nice. It's cool. The book is good because it's very nice, shiny, very good stock on the cover. The inside, the colors are great. The story's interesting. It seems like one of those images books where they try to use profanity at the end to catch you, to show that they're edgy. but you actually see the story going through, and you're like, oh, this is kind of nice. It's always like the dioptic or whatever they call the post-apocalyptic type stuff that I always like anyhow, where the world's ending, but you're like scavenging all that type of shit. So
I got you.
It's right up my alley of reading. I think it was kind of short, but the point that the guy had said, it actually had a variant. So this is the actual variant, same price as the regular, but it was like, you couldn't tell the difference. You couldn't tell it was a variant. I mean, you had to check the UPC number on the back,
back
112. Yeah. You had to figure it out. 121. But,
and it's sideways, huh?
yeah, it's like this the whole way through. And then it's all, you open it up and everything is like, here you go. I'll show you.
Wide screen.
Yeah, it's really wide screen. But the art's beautiful in it, and so is the coloring in it. So, like, I mean,
usually you got to just turn it sideways, like when they do that. The staples still usually stay in the same place, and you have to like flip up and down.
Yeah,
I've never really seen that open that way.
I like how Miss Express is saying that using profanity is a cheap trick, and her name. Like, yeah, very good, absolutely, yes. What's going on to you too? No, yeah. So it was interesting. They did have a thing where a guy was literally going, "I refuse to buy any book that is not like the current size." Not like, so you never buy Silver Age or Gold or any magazines or any. No,
yeah, no mouse guard for that guy.
No mouse guard for him either. It doesn't. If it doesn't fit in a current bag and board, he's out, dude. He's out. Doesn't do it. He's an older guy too. I'm like, no. I mean,
wait, does that fit in a bag and a board?
Yeah, sure it does. It's just loose in a bag and a board.
Just stay.
Man, you know what? Hey,
I know. I'm just saying, but there are some books that don't fit, like that barrier book they did, or the image book barrier. It was too tall to fit in a regular.
He brought that up
because that was a pain in the. I will admit that was a pain in the butt having to put that in the magazine bag and board.
But you put a magazine bag. Very angry. He was very angry about it. He made sure to let me know. Like,
you don't have to get angry.
This is why I don't.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you can tell him don't need to get angry about it. I feel you. Like it's frustrating.
He was like that. He was like, well, why were you buying this or whatever? Because you can't fit in. I was like, I'm going to read it. I don't. And by the way, it's so glossy, the cover, and nice that you just use a wipe down. I don't think you can't even get fingerprints on it. You know what I mean? So
interesting.
Yeah, interesting. Anyways, maybe we should start shuffling some papers. Pete, what do you think?
I suppose we can start shuffling some papers. We got some paper. Well, you can do the paper shuffling.
All right, Pete, what's in this week's weekly news recap?
There you go.
There we go. It's done. All right. That is the news for the week. What do we got, Pete, this week?
There's a lot.
There's a ton.
There was a lot, and a lot of it was just today. Like I looked, there was just a lot of stuff today, and I was like, "Ooh, just got a lot to cover."
We had some stuff. Some fans sent us stuff this morning. We had a whole bunch of stuff going on.
Yeah,
nice.
I think we do got to start off. We can talk about the Far From Home trailer. I think that's a big deal.
No Way Home, you mean?
No Way Home, yeah, No Way Home, not Far From Home. That's right. Yeah, No Way Home. Because I mean, I think I just saw something. Another article was like it set a record for views or something. Like it beat Endgame somehow. I don't know if it's like a 24-hour. You know, who knows what kind of weird records they keep for these things. Like, does it really matter? But hey, they mentioned it, so figured I'd mention it. Set some record.
Set a record. Oh, good for you.
They set a record. It was like
everybody gets a trophy. Here we go. All right.
Exactly. But it's definitely interesting. Yeah, it definitely looks not what I completely expected.
Yeah.
Well, Doctor Strange. What did you think with this? Just overall,
a couple things about it. I have some friends, some Spider-Man friends, who are very excited about this. That have collected, that have full runs. I mean, I'm talking like AF-15 all the way through full runs. Extremely expected, but I think they'd always like no matter what came out there. The casual fan I talked to, some of them thought it was really good. Other ones were like, "When was the last movie and what happened in it again? I forgot."
Wasn't a long time ago.
Somebody else said like, "Oh, I get it now. So since Loki has multiverse, everybody has to have a multiverse," and they're kind of poo-pooing it. All in all, I thought it was okay. I think some of the lines, as usual, you get with Spider-Man movies, are very corny, and they definitely showcase some of that corniness in this. What I liked was that it looks like they're leading to a Sinister Six, and it looks hopefully. Because because of this. What did you think of them bringing back the good? Wasn't this the only salvageable character out of all the previous. No,
I like Sandman too.
you liked Rhino? Oh,
No, Sandman was all right. Like I think they did all right.
Okay. He was okay, but
He wasn't a star though. Like he couldn't have been like the only villain. Like
this guy was like
else. It was just a bad match with Venom. I think was the problem.
But what was really cool, I think they might actually go with the Sinister Six, but the second version, because they did show us what looked like, if you go back to the intro there or something, I think you threw them in there somewhere. It looked like they had a jack-o'-lantern. Yeah, was that it?
On the street. Yes,
on the street.
It even had sound like Willem Dafoe's laugh.
Mm-hmm. So I think we might get the Hobgoblin one, which would be interesting because then you're not going to do Craven, right? Even though we know Craven's coming. So you do Sinister Six, no Craven. But that would be kind of cool. So you get to at least introduce those characters because you're already going to
bring Jamie Foxx's Electro. I think they announced that, so I don't think it's.
But he's coming back. But he's coming back with a yellow. Did you see the yellow lightning? And you saw sand at the same time in those two clips. So we assume that they're doing original style Electro, and that we're doing Sandman. So that's 2. You get Doc Ock. That's number 3. They had the lizard. There's a little brief glimpse. It looked like that there was a lizard in there. So I assume we get lizard, which is nice. We know that Vulture is going to be in there because he's already in it. And then we get, wait, how many people did I just say? So we got
6 you gave me.
I already got 6.
And you didn't even mention, I don't think you even got to Goblin, did you?
No, I didn't get to Goblin. So that's
either Goblin, whatever Goblin they decide to roll with.
But you're right. We could be at Sinister 12, maybe. Could get Sinister 8, I guess. I mean, I don't know. That seems a lot of people to already put in there. But I think, do you bring back, I mean, we already had Mysterio, so maybe they don't bring Mysterio back. I know it would be kind of weird if they didn't, but maybe they substitute out Mysterio and they substitute out, you have to bring the Vulture back, right? There's no way I
think so. I think you have to bring him back. But then you also introduce things like Scorpion that you already kind of teased it in the current universe, or do you save that for something else?
What was he, though? Was he number 4 in the So, yeah, it might be the Sinister. That's a little bit too many bad guys. Look, you're getting a little bit too many into it now at this point. I mean, I think you got to go with 6 somehow, because after that, then how do you conceive the Sinister Six? But maybe you do. Maybe you put in 8 or 9 guys, and then it's becomes a suicide.
Only 6 of them were Sinister. The other 3 are extras. You can't do that. It'd just be too confusing.
What's going on left over? Green Goblin, huh? Okay, all right. Maybe Green Goblin. Well, Green Goblin part of the Sinister Six? He wasn't. Only Hobgoblin was, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Greeny was just kind of on his own.
Come on, Zaggy. We're not. Come on. All right.
But that's the thing. He rolled the thing out. Like that was his bomb. That was that was Green Goblin's bomb.
Yeah, I know. I get that. But how different can that turn into a pumpkin and then you can be Hobgoblin?
Oh, I know.
You know what I mean? You can do either one. Was it orange or was it green?
It was orange, and then it had a green light.
Uh-oh. See, now they're always getting confusing.
Exactly. Well, that's what
yeah, exactly, Eric. We don't want too many villains. But, the whole thing is kind of like a mess right now anyways. We'll see what happens. I do like that they brought Ock back. I think they're trying for too much in this movie, though. Like, it seems like they're doing a very big cast.
Well,
this was the part that I disliked. The part that I disliked was when all of a sudden at the last minute he starts dropping all the names. Like, oh, wait, but not MJ, not Mary. And like, oh, stop talking. You're ruining this. I'm like, okay.
Oh, that. Yeah. Okay. I gotcha.
Yeah. And also that what's his name was walking through the portal to go to Chang-Chi land and said, don't do the spell. And you just see the dot. Like, is he not the Sorcerer Supreme at this point? Like, he's just some like.
Yeah, I think he's supposed to be.
Well, then.
He's supposed to be like the height of his powers and everything. So yeah.
First off, then why is his spells failing left and right? It looks terrible. And number 2, why is everybody else telling him what to do? I don't know. We'll see.
And then you got the rumors of people saying it's not actually Doctor Strange.
Why not? Who's it going to be?
It was Agatha all along.
Oh, really? No, it's going to be Mephisto. Because isn't that what happened?
Too.
Remember? In the comics.
We're going to bring it back.
Time out. In the comics, when everybody forgets. It was Mephisto who everybody after the Civil War thing, right? Where everybody knew who Peter Parker was. It was him who turned it back. Because didn't they kill Aunt May after that?
Yeah, they shot Aunt May. She didn't die. She was dying.
Yeah. Oh, the chameleon. Yeah, that's another version of it.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. But then with that trailer comes again, and that crazy speculation we're already talking about, other people who just are completely convinced they saw Daredevil in this trailer.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I think, I was actually talking to somebody earlier about this, Rob, and something else, like the agreements that they have over there is very shaky, right? Like on what characters and how you're going to be able to go back and forth with it. That doesn't look like him at all. Look at the nose and look at the chin.
Yeah, no, the silhouette definitely doesn't. They were trying to make it. Oh, this is how he wears his suits. Like his sleeves rolled up.
Rolls the sleeve up.
No one else can roll up his sleeve.
I must be him too then. All right, nice. All right, good stuff. So yeah, no, I just don't think that they're going to give over that many people. Like maybe you got in there for your cut, you got a little Doc Strange crossover and stuff like that, but I don't think you're giving like.
I don't think you're giving it to him if you just put it in. If it's like a 2-minute little cameo, like, oh, Peter's trying to find out if he has any legal recourse to get his name back. Like,
why would you even give him anything extra though? Unless you're gonna get something extra in the back. So unless you're gonna get Craven to come over or something like that, like why would you give Sony? They want Sony to be semi-successful so they can make money, but they also want those characters back. I mean, Fergie said,
that's the thing.
He's like, this is it. He goes, this is it. No more helping.
Daredevil.
We're done. No more helping. Well, they don't need to though.
You get a Daredevil pop by just, oh, look, everybody gets excited. They see him for a second, and then they want to see him again. Or they don't want to see him again, and they realize, all right, you know what? We'll recast that. Maybe they just want to gauge it. They want to check. Temperature check.
Go back again. Go back to the other picture of this guy. The one before this. Go back to the other picture.
This one?
I don't think he's got enough hair. Look at this guy's arms over here. Go to the next guy. Look at how dark. He's got a ton of dark hair on his arms. Nope, not him. All right, done. Next.
Well, then we have that other rumor that
this is
Miles. Right. It's a way to introduce Miles. Not that this picture is from the movie or anything. This is just a picture I found, but it's the idea that this picture was somehow stolen off set.
And kind of my response to this too is like, if they're doing something as big as Miles, this dude's not just walking around with a suit texting so everybody can take a picture from him. You got this guy.
That's a CGI suit.
I know, but you're not. If it's Miles, if it's the guy who's playing Miles, you're keeping that under wraps. Like you're not letting people know it's a CGI suit. Like if that guy is supposed to be that, I mean, you know what I mean? If he's supposed to be Miles, you're not letting it.
Well, I mean, apart from that, this guy walking around is probably also a stunt double for somebody else.
Yeah. Are these even the same two? Who's the guy on the left?
That's kid from Stranger Things.
Oh, Stranger Things. Really? He got old.
Yeah, well, they all got old.
Oh, really? Who's the guy? And the guy on the right is supposed to be the same guy as the guy on the left, huh?
I don't know. This is
the guy on the right's got a unibrow.
I couldn't even read it. It was like in some Spanish language or something. I couldn't understand it.
Yeah. It was saying that somebody named RPKOTOVOBBBO, who probably just does whatever, said that these are the same people.
Yeah, I think it was.
That guy doesn't look. That guy looks like he's kind of built. Stunt double sounds like that's a very acceptable thing. Good call, Pete. That's what I'm saying. We got one. Came from Matt. What's up, that guy, D's? All right, cool. What's next?
Next, well, we got some more set photos.
Yeah, I mean, geez, everybody's got to be in that Spider-Man.
Yeah, everybody's got set photos. So this time we got Black Panther.
I know, but that Spider-Man video has got the Sinister 22, Miles Morales. It's already got we got is the other two confirmed? The other Tobey Maguire, I almost said Jerry Maguire. Tobey Maguire and then
Andrew Garfield.
Yeah.
No, I think they're still trying to keep it hush.
New sets here. Okay.
Yeah, okay. So we got to see Okoye and Shuri on set, which you don't really get to see much out of it. It's not like they're in costume, really. They're just kind of there. But the thing that kind of stood out,
they're going to be in the movie, right? No, not a big surprise, correct?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, like you said, there's no real. I mean, I don't know. It looks like Okoye might be wearing some sort of costume with those pants, armor or what. But again, the thing that stuck out to me was that they're at MIT.
Yeah. So this is something else that I figured out. There's somebody out there. I mean, what did you think was going to happen? What is this? So this is MIT. Yeah. Who's here?
That's Riri.
And this is what I was going to bring up. There's somebody that is over there at the old MIT. And of course, they didn't have cameras, but like all MIT students do, because they can do what they do and you're on a campus, they put up their old little spy equipment and started checking out who was there. And they saw somebody who they believe is playing Riri. And she was talking to a bunch of college kids. Like there's nobody else in there. She was the focal point of the cameras and the stop points. Like how are they describing it? It sounds like a set. It sounds like that was the focal point of what was stopping everything else is going to be Riri. Riri's going to show up on campus at MIT, obviously in the comics, right? She was there building the suit.
Yeah. I thought they were going to shift it because, again, I've been saying the last few weeks, too, that I think Riri's going to show up in Black Panther 2, but I thought she was going to show up as being a student at the Oakland school that they were setting up. But maybe they're still doing that. Maybe they're recruiting for that school. Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah, but I think if you're shooting at MIT, you got the okay to use MIT in the movie, right?
Oh, yeah. No. What I mean is maybe Shuri and Okoye are there to recruit Riri to come to their school.
Oh,
from MIT, come to, or whatever they're going to call it.
Yeah. It seemed like she's on the phone, walking around talking. So I think that's pretty. I mean, yeah, we got Riri coming into the BP. I think that's a thumbs up on that. I think that's if I'm like, Miles Morales is like a 30%er, right? Positivity. Maybe that could happen. This is 99.9%. So.
Yeah. No, I'm putting Miles. I'm putting more like 10% personally.
Yeah, fair enough.
Live action Miles. I don't think they're not gonna waste that. They're not gonna waste that pop on that. They're gonna do his own thing. I think he's strong enough to do his own thing.
Yeah, for sure.
The other thing I think I missed last week was a lot of the, I don't want to say confirmation, but I think a lot more people are coming to the idea that Shuri is just going to be Black Panther in this movie.
Of course. I mean, this is a thing people don't think
well,
this is true?
I think they're wondering, they'll bring back Killmonger. Somehow he'll be it, or maybe M'Baku will be him. Like, I don't know. Any of the options would work, but, Shuri is probably the way they have to go.
I agree with that.
Anyway, moving on to a little bit of a sadder note, just for a second.
Mm-hmm.
I think we got this news today that DC artist, I think it's Robson Rocha?
Robson Rocha.
Yeah, passed away from COVID. It's down in Brazil. It's a shame,
Well, he was asking for blood, like donations a couple of days ago or something.
Yeah. I know he's not been doing well, but still, it's
the thing with him. And I hate to talk poorly of it, but he does one of the things that I dislike. In like, I liked a lot of his art because the colors were always great. Like, it was very action based. But he never drew eyes. Like, very rarely did he draw actual eyes, like pupils in eyes. He drew like a lot of blank eyes. Oh, here, see, perfect example.
Gotcha. Well,
green eyes with nothing in it. I mean, there was one where he did Lobo's daughter. He put the eyes in there. But see, look,
Wonder Woman's got him, I think.
No, doesn't count.
He doesn't, but I see dots.
You think? Yeah.
Yeah, I get you, but there is still a lot of motion in his art. I do dig that, but
I do like that. Yeah, that's what I like about it. He didn't write any of my favorites, so it's not like I saw a ton of his art and stuff like that. I just know, like, even when you get inside, I always make fun of blank faces sometimes, especially in DC art. And he was one of the blank face artists. Kind of drew, like, he did so much work with everything else that he kind of left the faces to
secondary. I gotcha.
Yep.
But, well, moving on to something, I don't know if this is better news or not. This is something that probably just should have stayed on the shelf, but apparently there was some footage shown somewhere.
Let's try to ruin Matrix.
CinemaCon. Matrix 4. So we got footage description and a title.
When everybody complains about reboots and redoing stuff, this is what I think. You know what I don't want to see? Matrix 4. You know what I mean? Like, not with Keanu. I love him. Like, look, I'll put him on all the time. I'm watching every single one of his John Wick movies, even when it's no swearing and partly action on like whatever the local TV is. Don't get me wrong. What I'm saying is, like, I don't want this because it never turns out good. Never. When people complain about like, oh, well, why can't I get my? I'm like, you don't want them going back and doing your. It's not going to be the same, dude. Please don't do this. And unfortunately, they're going to do this. So, meh.
Yeah, we'll see. Because again, I think they're going to probably try to. I know your favorite. They're going to Force Awakens this thing. I think.
Yeah.
It's kind of what I get. Like from the description. Again, I don't know how true the description is, but apparently it showed at the CinemaCon. Somebody was saying it was Keanu talking with his therapist, played by NPH.
You know what?
He was going by the name of Thomas. So Mr. Anderson is back, and he like meets what's her name in a coffee place, but they don't know each other. So it's like they're starting from scratch again.
It'd be cool. So you could just watch Matrix, the Matrix trilogy, and you'll be caught up, and then you don't have to watch this. Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, that's like why you can actually have that true nostalgia of like, man, I remember seeing this. This is so crazy. You just got to watch 1 through 3. We don't need a Matrix 4 to redo.
Well, just watch 1.
I know, like some people, I guess, whatever it does for, but like, yeah, just get 1, throw it up on the big screen. Go rent out your local.
There was parts of 2 that are all right too, I guess, but 3 is
Yeah,
just
3 kind of gets off.
3 was just kind of, I don't know what I was watching at that point.
Good. I'm glad I'm not the only one that said that. So there we go. Yeah. So we don't need this. Thank you for giving us something we don't need. And there's some fat dude complaining now, like, we do. It's gonna be great. And then next thing you know, as the trailer comes out, they're gonna be like, "This isn't my Matrix," and you're gonna be like, "I told you a year ago, dude. Like, we don't need."
Well,
this,
we're already
please."
gonna hear that, and I know I'm probably gonna hear it from you too. But this is not my Batman. But apparently there was some footage shown of this too.
Oh,
we didn't get to see.
I'm good.
Telling us about it.
So what's funny about this? What's kind of even like some of the other footage that came out of the Batman stuff that kind of leaked out, like. There's somebody they need to tighten their ship up. There's somebody that's on the DC fan page, and it's not like Mick Zero or like any of these YouTubers like Clown Butthole Fish or whatever they are called. Like, it's none of these people that think they break rumors or they just throw everything against the wall. It's somebody who literally was going through and going, "Hey, by the way, this is what the back car," and gave a description. "Hey, by the way, this is what the suit's gonna look like." Gave a description. Like, all the stuff that's coming true, they actually gave in a fan thing. If you're just going to DC fandom doing that. Like, you got to do, I mean, like, under some pseudonym of somebody who doesn't even matter. And I know a lot of people go on those sites and say they have rumors and stuff, but this guy's been pretty accurate with a lot of this stuff. As far as this Batman, Michael Keaton's cool.
I want to see it. I have faith. I have faith in Twilight.
Who?
Twilight. Pattinson.
That's the dude that... I'm sorry. There's a guy from Twilight who's playing Batman, right?
The star of all the Twilight movies, Robert Pattinson, who was Cedric Diggory in the Harry Potter movies, is Batman. Yes.
Okay.
But I think he can pull it off. The
Did
dude
they
can
say
actually act.
Were people complaining that Ben Affleck wasn't jacked enough to play Batman? And the dude jacked up? Like, I actually didn't have a problem with Ben Affleck's Batman. I think, like, there's a lot worse Batmans that we've already had than Ben Affleck's Batman. The Nolan Batman was terrible. All of them except for Keaton. And I think Affleck would probably be number 2.
The Nolan Batman wasn't terrible. I just got tired. The voice just got ludicrous.
Oh, yeah,
it's a little ludicrous after a little while.
And the dude doesn't look like he didn't look like. I mean, I guess maybe it is what it is, but in every once in a while you have to have like this guy's got too big of a forehead. You know what I mean? Like you're not Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne's forehead isn't the size of a rear view mirror, dude. It's too big. Sorry.
Val Kilmer.
Bad Batman. I love Val Kilmer, man. Hey, look.
I do too. I love me some Iceman, but
I even like before that, like the Science. What's his name? When he was a little kid.
Oh, Real Genius. Oh yeah, Real Genius.
Oh yeah. The popcorn and the thing. Yeah, love him.
Yeah, but that's Harvey. I'm Batman.
Yeah, no, he was terrible.
I can't blame him either completely because that's just the tone. That was the tone Schumacher was going for.
No, I guess he took the check, but it's sometimes you just have to go like, look, this is going to be a career stopper for me. I'm not taking this check because it's not going to give me any checks in the future. And I don't know what Forehead here has been doing for a while, but this was going to be a stopper for him, I believe. Also, I think it's kind of done. So we'll see.
I'm telling you, he can pull it off. I'm not worried about him playing. I just don't know what the movie's going to be about.
Batman's going to sparkle. Okay, cool.
Yeah, twinkle. Anyway, speaking of Batman, we know that Tiny Onion, he's leaving. So we got a new creative team coming into Batman.
I don't have a problem with the creative team. I have a problem with this new uniform, though.
You don't like it? You don't like the circle coming back?
It's not the circle. Like we're showing our stitch lines now. Like that's our thing.
Yeah.
All right.
So this way they can adapt it easier. They help the seamstresses when they make the costumes.
Like, what is that? It just looks kind of bland.
Would you rather have nipples or stitch lines? Because you got to go one way or the other.
You know what you could do? Neither. You could. There's an option. Just don't do either one. I mean, you could have just take the stitch lines. That's all I saw. When I see this, I'm like, yo, who's gonna wear something with stitch lines? And by the way, how come the stitch lines from his pants almost connect to the stitch lines to his top? Like, is this a unitard? Like, what are we doing here? He doesn't put his pants on one foot apart? I don't know, man. I don't.
Well, that's what I'm just saying. It looks like him. He's wearing a big bright gray tights. Like it is what it is.
All right, whatever.
And they're gonna get a new villain like right away. This, I think the character's name is the Abyss or something.
Yeah, Abyss. That's a X-Men villain, anyways.
That's a James Cameron movie.
Is it? Whatever.
But there's something about this cover. This 119. This looks like it's homaging something.
Who's this right here? This guy, Late Night Comics. That, yes.
Oh,
Agreed.
yeah.
Agreed. And I love that dude. Losers. I mean, I like that dude and everything. That, when they were saying he's always been good.
I wanted him to take over for Craig.
I might actually watch Bond if he did that. But I think he should have done Batman. He could play a good Batman, man. Plus, he's got that English accent, which seems Richie and hoity-toity. You know what I mean? Like, why can't we give it to him? We gave it to, what was that one guy? The Batman. Was he, Scottish or Irish or some type of whatever like that? You could give it to, a...
Bale?
Yeah.
No, he's English.
English what?
He's a British something. Just Welsh. He might be Welsh.
Well, we need the Westminster accent. So we need... Yeah, he's Welsh. That's what he is. Yeah. He's Welsh.
Yeah, he's Welsh.
No. No, we need the Westminster the accent there. So let's get that going.
Yeah, we'll see.
Definitely a unitard. That's what JJ says, does he?
It looks like a unitard. I mean,
it's not practical. No, absolutely not.
But now I can just see the stitch lines now.
Yonkers?
Now that you said it, I can't not see them. So that
dude's not from Yonkers, dude. No shot.
Who's from Yonkers?
This guy's whoever Miss Express here is
Express.
Saying that.
We'll just call it.
Yeah, that person's saying that. No. Yeah, and Dipset's still from Harlem. Okay, yeah, okay, good stuff.
All right, but that's gonna be the new Batman creative team after, Tinian goes off to do the Substack stuff.
Cool. I mean, okay.
I don't know.
I'm still not reading Batman, bro.
Was it Josh Williamson and Jorge Molina?
I like Molina though. You could tell the one thing I'll tell you about Molina, because my man passed away so good. I didn't want to hark on his thing, but I said that he does a lot of good action and color. The one thing with Molina is if you look at a lot of his covers and a lot of his art, it's always it's action. It's hot. He's got great covers. He does a lot of good covers. So, but yeah,
you a short ear Batman fan or the long ears?
I like Michael Keaton.
This is more like the Jim Lee, the Jim Lee shorts, or you got the Kelly Jones, those really.
When it comes, I'll give you the hit list right now. When it comes to DC,
yeah,
it goes a little bit like this: Constantine, either one; the Hellblazer, either one. Then you throw me a little bit of Dark Justice, all right, and a little bit of Creeper.
Creeper.
I'm good. That's it. That's the list. There you go. Besides that, no, don't care.
Yep, there you go. Thanks, Ruben. He's not from Yonkers.
Yeah. That's exactly what I thought. That's not what I need. We need, but that's not a nice air. Like I'm saying is we got to get him. We got when you want hoity-toityness with your Bruce Wayne. Don't you always think of him as a spoiled hoity-toity kid?
A little bit.
Sorry, Hacky is not. I expect the hooligans out there, not you know what I mean. Not a.
Anyway, enough on the Batman.
No hell. No, Green Lantern's. I'd rather read Flash. All right.
Yep, looks like it's moving. Again. It was all set for October. October 15th is only less than 2 months away.
Dude, I was talking to my man Darth Lopez the other day about even just the lineup of Marvel and the lineup of Star Wars. And I was explaining when stuff's finally going to happen. And I was like, well, you understand this, after Mando 3, which would be 2 years, then he starts writing this. And I'm like, so in 5 years you get this. And the lineup they told us was supposed to take 10 years. This at this point with the pushback, this stuff, if they don't release it on POV, we're going 15 years now at this point, right? Because if you push
some of the stuff,
you know what I mean? Morbius, that's supposed to be last year, right?
Yeah.
Venom was supposed to be last year too.
Yeah.
So now you're going 2 years, not it got moved to 2021, but then it got moved to, so that's already 2 years on these. Then you got to move the stuff from those 2 years up another 2 years. You know what I mean? Another 2 years.
I know, it pushes everybody back.
And we don't even know when that 2022 for Morbius is. Man, I kind of want to see that.
For Morbius, we don't know what they're moving to Morbius, but if it's taking Morbius's date, then Venom's coming in January. So it's only a couple of months.
Yeah, but then what do you put Morbius in summertime?
Yeah, I guess. Well, they're going to have it in January.
So then you're going to do Kraven when? In the next year?
They haven't even started doing that. They haven't cast anybody yet.
That's what I'm saying. Like they've stopped casting and stopped writing stuff. That's how far they've gone. Like, why spend money if we're not going to spend money? So I don't know.
I don't know, but that's not the only thing potentially moving. Which apparently they're talking today that we might see Eternals move.
Which is unfortunate because I think like we're going to do our tier list on it too, right? And it's not just because of that, but because people finally, I think we're starting. A huge family friend of the show, whatever, a guy that's been with us for a long time, Astro, just was it today or yesterday? Hit up. It was today. IG. I was like, hey, it's funny you post all this stuff because guess what we're doing is Eternals today, man. You know what I mean? Like, which our stuff takes a week out, but I thought it was really cool. But like, I think a lot of people saw that last trailer.
Yeah, the trailer last week or whatever.
Yeah, they're like, okay, we're excited for this finally because they did a decent trailer. Now, listen, you can keep saying that they're going to move this stuff. If Shang-Chi, I think Shang-Chi, that's going in theaters either way.
Yeah, but that's in theaters next week. I got tickets. I'm still debating we're going to keep them or not. We'll see how things are going.
I think eventually you have to decide with Eternals when's enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And how are we going to work out POV where it can actually be profitable for us? We can release it someplace else. Because this movie, I mean, I'm looking forward to it, but it's Shang-Chi is C, dude. It's a C-rate character. I'm sorry it is. I don't care what you think. That's bottom line. Nobody even heard of this guy 5 years ago.
That's because they're just not cultured.
Yeah, right.
Same thing with the Master of Kung Fu.
I know, but the Master of Kung Fu.
I know. I have a special interest in him since I was a kid because
I know, but like even with Eternals, both of these were. I mean, their titles go like 12 issues. I mean, I know Master of Kung Fu went like 27. They go
27. Went 125. They ended.
Yeah, 125. But did they stop it and then re-up it in Legacy? Like,
oh, they had a hard time bringing it back. Like every time they try to bring it back,
that's what I'm saying. They just stopped the volumes with Eternals. I think Eternals at this point is on volume 362, and each volume is 12 books long. You know what I mean? Like instead of doing the long thing where they keep bringing it back. But I mean,
if they didn't have 102 covers with that first Eternals issue that just came out, they might have have a little bit better momentum than they might have right now in the comic books.
Well, my point is, previous to them getting movies, these were the restarters. They weren't the staples that you see. And it would be like every 5 or 6 years, they'd start a new artist out and say like, hey, could you pick this up? Shoot, the only reason the Turtles are around is because Kirby wrote that shit. So every time somebody pisses their pants about how Kirby should have been paid, they roll a new artist and a new person out there and say, thank you, Kirby. And they roll Kirby and they roll it out there. That's why they do it. You know what I mean? So
yeah. So we'll see if it holds November 5th.
Yeah. Okay. So they got me because that's what he said. If Shang-Chi was C, then what was, I just explained what Turtles was. Like Turtles was just so they could write the Kirby family a check every once in a while. So November 5th, 2021. Okay, go ahead.
Maybe.
They should get it out better. It actually looked really good. I mean, we'll get to some of the other stuff that I didn't like about it later, but it looked good.
Yeah.
Looked like they got something together.
And that's what we got. That's what I got for you this week.
Not bad. 38 minutes. Not bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now listen.
Little pickups.
Yeah. So here we go. This is what we're going to do here. We're going to get into what if, right? But there's going to be spoilers in what if. So if you have to run, we gave you 40 minutes of top tier quality entertainment. If Shannon said that it's C plus is Eternals, and JJ and I obviously said she's C, and that's what he's going off of, then we gave you A plus plus entertainment for the last 39 minutes. If you don't want to be spoiled of what if, we will go through what if in exactly 7 minutes. Okay, so here we go.
7 minutes.
We'll get it all done in 7 minutes.
Oh, we'll be done in 7 minutes. I thought it was like, wait, we're going to wait 7 minutes?
No. So 52. We got to hurry up. 52. So we're going to start here the next 30 seconds. But by whatever 52, we're going to be done by 52. Okay?
All right, I'm going to do the spoiler thing first.
Spoiler!
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Warning! Spoiler alert!
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Oh my god.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
No, I think JJ, real quickly, I do think Shang-Chi's going to do pretty well. I think it's going to be a great show. And I like a lot of actors in it. I think it was. I like the guy that's playing it too. He's awesome from Kim's Convenience. All right, here we go. Let's go. We got the spoiler alert, and we're on the clock. What if episode 3 reaction? Pete.
What?
Yeah, the world lost its mightiest heroes. This, in my opinion, was probably the best. I liked last week's, but this was had me on my. I was like, oh, cool. Oh, wait, like I didn't see it coming. Like,
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I actually really did like this too. I wanted to see more. I didn't want it to be over.
yeah. Okay, cool. He muted. Awesome. All right, don't look either.
Yeah, don't look. We'll be done quick.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
Go. So we start with the familiar scene, right? You got Tony eating his donuts. You got even the same lines like from the movie, like get out of the donut.
Yeah.
Nick Fury showing up, Black Widow showing up and giving him the shot, but this time, shot killed him.
Yeah, that was messed up. And then they arrest Black Widow.
Yeah, they arrested her. Of course, she gets away. We see a quick little crossbones too. And then I liked how they did it like by day, like how they broke it out and they're like Tuesday, and then they like switched the day.
JJ, that is not a true statement. So you're gonna get spoiled. Then they brought Hawkeye in to try to figure out what was going on, and because Thor's hammer was down there.
Yeah, this was the whole Thor's hammer scene too.
Yeah,
They did it pretty close to what was there. Hawkeye gets up in the bird's nest or whatever they called it, and yeah, Nick Fury was saying don't shoot, but then he shot.
Ooh,
down goes Thor. Because remember at this time he was mortal, when he got sent down. So
yeah, I had to remember that when that was happening.
Yeah, so he didn't have the thing. He didn't have the hammer yet. Even when he tried to pick up the hammer, it didn't work until much later in the movie. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so Thor went down. I didn't do all of them because then they had a scene where Hawkeye was also arrested, and then
everybody gets arrested. Yeah, he said he didn't do it, but he's like, there it goes.
Yeah, and so Hawkeye was also found dead in the cell, and then of course, Asgardians show up because, well, their prince was dead.
Come on, JJ. Yeah, so Loki comes down saying that he's going to avenge his brother. We had what's her name? What's the one with the Sif? She came in and said, like, look, don't destroy them all. Let's give them a shot to help us out, see if they're telling the truth. Father Odin's son would want us to do that, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. Warriors 3 were in the background. You see Hogan over there.
And... The other one, Fatty, shows up later.
Yeah. And then there's another bit where it's basically taken from the Hulk movie, the Ed Norton one, where they're on the college campus and whatnot. Again, I only skipped through some of the scenes, and I just gave you Hulk blew up.
I was shocked at that. I was like, oh, crud, he's blowing up.
He was like the Thunder from Big Trouble in Little China. He just started inflating, and then...
Yeah, he was up there. He got shot, and then after that, he's like, don't worry, I don't die. Get out of here and get mad, and then he blew up.
And then Widow. They got Widow.
Now, I got a question here. When they got Widow, did it sound like it's all about the Hulk?
No, I heard her say it's all about hope.
Okay, I thought she said it's all about Hulk.
Yeah.
Then after he said it's all about hope, did you think hope, because he grabbed the pager, you thought like, wait, did Captain Marvel turn bad? That's where I thought the turn was going to be. Like she came down. Okay. So go ahead.
So then Fury figures it out once he heard her recorded message that it's all about hope. And then he goes to go talk to Loki, who's patiently waiting for his sunrise to come up where he's going to, wreck some shop. Nice scene with the Destroyer. I thought it was kind of cool. Mm-hmm. But then it also reminds me, I kept forgetting that was her name, Hope. I kept thinking Hope was Cassie for some reason.
No, when he said Hope instead of like after I was like, oh, they put the page down, that was gonna be there, and then I was like, oh, Hope, and yeah. But then this was crazy. So
yeah, then we roll out of the shadows. The toughest Avenger is not the one you would have thought. It's actually Ant-Man.
Yeah. Well, not Hank Pym.
Yeah. Well, he was Ant-Man in this, or Yellow Jacket, I guess. He's wearing like a Yellow Jacket uniform, but he was still basically Ant-Man.
Crazy.
And, like the crazy eyes.
Like he beat his wife or something.
Well, which he did.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
But then they also go through how he actually did it. So like all those little things, like he was ant-sized, like when he did this, and he was the bullet that went into Hulk, and then he threw a larger thing on his heart, and that's how he blew up Hulk, and he flicked Martin's fingers and got him to shoot, and
it was cool. I thought they did a great job with it.
Yeah, but it was interesting. And then they were obviously tricked, or Ant-Man was obviously tricked by Fury and Loki. But then I think the whole thing was Loki's idea. I think Loki pushed this whole thing.
Yeah, because he takes over the world.
Because, he still rolls through. Because also when Pym was talking, he said he did that one as a favor.
Oh, yeah,
I forget. Like, well, what did you kill him for? It's like, oh, because I think that was part of the plan. Needed all of them gone.
I did
So,
too.
I think a Loki variant did this.
Eric, I like too that they kind of went back to like the wife beat. He did beat his wife. I mean, there's some. Hank Pym was not a nice dude. I mean, in the comics, anyways. All right. Play on words. Plucky. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. Sure. Good. Perfect.
Yeah.
What's next? We got like 30 seconds.
Oh yeah, and then of course we still know we hadn't gotten Cap yet, so we got the reveal that Fury knows where Cap is to go get him. We still have Coulson.
Hey, Cap. Yeah.
And then we got this Cap too.
Yeah, they said, "Hey, Captain." So he did the play on words, just like Late Night was saying. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It was good, man. All right, pull it down real quick before some of our people come back, because we did lose like 4 viewers at the time a few years ago.
All right, maybe we'll hop back in.
Yeah, hop back in. But either way, so I mean, I thought it was really good, Pete. I mean, I don't know what you thought about it, but it had me going. Too. Yeah, the chat going a little bit, trying to figure out what was going on. And yeah, I think some people heard Hulk, some heard Hope, and like I said, I liked everything they did with it. I didn't see it coming. Yeah, I was
worried.
I liked the Fury fight too, and what they turned out.
Yeah, the Fury fight was pretty.
Kind of caught on later, because you're like, "There's no way this is Nick Fury." Like, and then he says, "There's no way it's Nick Fury," and then all of a sudden it ain't Nick Fury. So it's pretty good.
Spry for
yeah.
But I liked it. I was worried about this What If series. I was like, what are they going to do? All right, they're going to do What Ifs based on just the movies. Like, it's going to get old pretty quick. But
yeah,
so far, I'm still in.
4 was okay. 1 was okay. It was pretty good. 2 was good. I thought it was great. 3, 100% fire. Is fire, man.
Yeah. I'm wondering now where some of these other ones are going to go, though. Like, there's still things they showed us clips of that, like, we haven't gotten yet. So I'm like, well, what are they going to retell there?
Yeah. JJ, there is, because there's 1,000 different lines with 1,000 different stories. Do you not listen to The Watcher? Pete, they were calling you The Watcher last week, by the way. They said that you are The Watcher. Me and JJ were doing this. But yeah, I mean, there's 1,000 different storylines, 1,000, so they could do it. The point that you brought up, JJ, was interesting, that you thought you knew exactly how it was going to end. I kind of take it from a different thing, not just the movies, but I appreciate the fact that they're not just doing the comic books. Whereas, like, okay, I mean, we ranked some of those, and some of those, I mean,
I know some of them.
You read 3 pages into it, and it was, over already. So
no, it was more why I would like some of the comics is because I kind of just want some more characters that we haven't gotten yet. That's really where my why I wanted stuff in the comics. Like, I want to see some characters. I want to see Silver Surfer. I'm tired of waiting. Like, I don't care if it's animated. Like,
yeah. Good job, Ruben. Yeah. No, I mean, I think it's good. It's great, and it gives us something in between, because there's nothing for like another 4 weeks, anyways.
Yeah.
Because nothing else is coming out. So good luck with that. Apparently, everybody cares that kids are starting school. Apparently, that's what TV cares about. So, all right, cool. Well, hey, so what are we doing? We've got a couple things. We got the variant list coming up. We've got tier list coming up, and then we've got then we'll do the extended C list. We added a little extra bonus onto the C list.
Oh, that's right. So, well, I just went with a generic background. I don't know where we're gonna go. What do you want to do next?
We could kick through. You know what? Let's kick through. We have 16 to 22 people in here. Let's kick through the C list. Let's do it. Let
C list? You got the C list.
Yeah. Oh, not the C list. I mean the tier list. Sorry, my bad.
Oh, the tier list. All right.
Yeah.
So, tier list. Well, where is that?
Shang-Chi is September 3rd. Is it September 3rd for Shang-Chi?
Yeah, the next Friday.
Man, next Friday.
Week from
All right,
Friday.
so we got a week. It seems like 3 weeks, but we got a week.
Well, a week and a couple of days still.
Mm-hmm. It's been 2 weeks since we had anything else. That's what I'm kind of saying. So it's going to be 3 total weeks. All right.
Oh, it's kind of sticking on me here.
So we're going to do the tier list. We're going to do it on Eternals. I think we might do something Star Wars related. Are we doing one on the Star Wars next? On the Star Wars show too?
Yeah, we might do. Yeah, you were saying something. We might do a little.
Here's something interesting. Make sure you guys turn on the Star Wars show, because I think we have something interesting this week for you guys too.
Yeah,
S all around. He's so happy. Good job, Ruben. I'm so glad that you got everything, but we cannot give you S's all around. We actually have to do it. For those that are new with the tier list, this is how it works. We use audience participation. We vote on characters all the way from S, which is like superior, down to trash can, which don't worry, we have some trash in this list. All right. Hopefully, I think in the description we put it up earlier. We're trying to get better at it. I probably should have put the list up. I think we're going to, from now on, try to put the list up on Monday so people can kind of...
Yeah, we'll give you guys a couple of days so you can see what's going to get ranked. So you can think about it and come up with your own your own rankings as well to help us out.
Yeah, sure. All right. So, I have to do this by part. I fell asleep at the wheel.
It's all right. And the movie guys, I gave you both options, so you can show us both.
I don't see, all I see is it says slide one. Slide one.
Oh, yeah. I didn't put the names. There was too many. I couldn't name them all.
All right. Slide. Oh, well, we'll start off with Ikaris. Okay. Ikaris shoots fireballs through his eyes. Ikaris sucks, man. He's not that good. Like, he's really not that good. A lot of times he's just getting kidnapped. He gets thrown in tubes. He gets beat up all the time. They put mind stuff on him. He kind of just runs in head first. I mean, he's supposed to be the lead, but like, I think if you take Ikaris out of it, some of the other characters are more interesting. Like, I mean, he's not trash by any stretch of the imagination, but I probably would have him at B. Is that too low?
It might be a little low. I wouldn't say he was an S. I wasn't going to jump in and say that.
Yeah, thank you.
He was an S. I think D is a little low too, but B could be low. But I would tell you, I was probably in that B plus kind of range because I mean, sometimes
I don't think C's out of range for him. He's not like I know he's the main character.
You're giving me the Cyclops argument again, though. Like I get it. Sometimes the lead isn't the most interesting character.
Not interesting. Come on, there was parts in the first series where the guy was literally underwater because he got captured and brain stomped. And then it came up. There's like so many more interesting characters than him. Like I'm just saying.
have hopes that it's going to be more interesting.
No, look at this guy's face. He looks boring.
Talking about it's Rob Stark.
He looks boring there. Rob Stark's playing a boring looking dude.
We'll see. I don't know.
What happened to his blonde hair?
What do we got in the chat? What are we getting?
A lot of C's and E. E's trash, I assume. C.
I mean, E's for Eternal.
We got to put him in the C's, man. I had him at a B. A lot of C's.
I was gonna just say, all right, we'll put him in B, but looks like
no, we got to go C with him. Oh, so there's two of those. Okay.
Oh, there
we'll do
he
another
is.
double.
What the heck is he? There he is.
All right, we're gonna do another double too. So this is cool that you did this. I kind of have a problem with this, by the way, and we're going to talk about it in a second. So Ajax, who also is the Incan god, is also an Incan god in the books. Because like a lot of these, they messed up, or not messed up, they were mistaken for different types of gods.
Yeah,
they used a lot of the Greek, all the mythology of them. This is Ajax.
Yeah. Matter.
Well, I mean, so if you're going to use some of the characters, maybe you use somebody from Southern America and have them play the Ajax character, or a Greek, I guess, because you called it Ajax. I mean, one of the two, but like this, a female who's okay, whatever. Ajax, by the way,
anything really about his character that's fundamentally changed by that change?
Well,
you know what I mean? Like, there's anything that's like, well, we can't do that now because he can still get his face blown off like he did in the comics when he died.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, they're not gonna blow her face.
It's just gonna blow her face off. That's the only difference.
Her voice annoys me. B, maybe C. I think I got her at C. I got her/him at C again. I guess it's not Ajax is the one that bothers me. And you know which character bothers me.
Yeah, I know. We'll get there.
What they did.
Some of them were some confusing switches. It's just like
You know, I'm just starting it up. I'm warming it up to tell you which one really bugs me.
To just get us going down this rabbit hole of
confusion.
A. Got an A. I was on that B range, but I'm still trying to find her.
Boobs get you a B upgrade. Okay, but her voice gets you. Where are you at with it? B. I think I have B. Six have B. We have a lot of B's. All right. Boobs don't leftover. Boobs don't get you a tear up, dude. Well, really? You can't do it. I actually don't like her as an actress or her voice. So okay.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Ruben's got an A.
Yeah, he actually gave her a B and then gave her A because it's Selma. All right. B. She's got B boobs. Okay. Fair enough. All right. Enough of that. Next up, we've got the daughter of Zeus, or Zuras, as they say, Athena or Thena. That's the thing that Kirby annoyed me with this. You know what I mean? Just like, if you're going to use the names, completely rip them off. Don't do the half thing. All right.
Well,
so Thena.
That's why he was going for that. It's one of them's an inspiration of the other.
I mean, I know they're supposed to be eternal forever. And I mean, I loved her in what was it, Hijackers, or what was the movie where she was
Hackers?
Hackers, yeah, loved her in Hackers. But Hackers was a long, long time ago, bro. A long, long time ago. But the character, she's very important. I do like the character, and I think plus it's kind of weird. Like she kind of doesn't like. There's another character. You would think that would be like the most flirtatious and do some stuff that's maybe not the best, but she married like a bunch of deviants, or like didn't marry. She hooked up with a bunch of deviants. I mean, they're called deviants too, which is kind of cool. And then you think about Hackers, and you think about Angelina Jolie, kind of a deviant in that movie. So like, I got her an A. You know what I mean? She's not S tier, but I definitely got her an A.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I'm in the A camp as well there.
AB range.
Where the heck is she?
Gone in 60 seconds. Oh yeah, she was a deviant and Gone in 60 seconds too.
And also deviant in the red carpet with very handsy with her brother.
She's definitely deviant. All right, next up we've got Dane Whitman.
Writing both Dane Whitman and Black Knight, it was just too much text, so I just went with the Dane.
As far as
I don't know if we're going to see the Black Knight.
I don't know if we're gonna see the Black Knight. That's part of it. So I'm doing it on Dane Whitman. Dane Whitman. Shit, I'll do it on Black Knight too. Somebody better save him from D.
Yeah, I'll save him from D. You're not putting my Black Knight down in D.
Just saying I'm not putting him there isn't defending that he is.
You're not putting him there. That's it. That's all you need.
All right. What do you got him? I mean, say something nice about him then. Like, say something that can save it from like he's Dane Whitman. Like, okay.
It's John Stark.
No, he can't be John Stark. No, stop. We can't keep just making reference.
I'm hoping he's going to be the Black Knight. I mean, otherwise he's just going to be a dude that I'm just waiting to become the Black Knight. But I like the Black Knight. I like the Ebony Blade. I like a bunch of that stuff. I like the Arthur Legends and all that fun stuff and the ties you get there.
Because of the forging of it. Okay. But I mean, like, all in all, in the whole of Eternals, like, it's...
Well, he's not even really in the Eternal. I mean, he's in this movie because his girl ends up in the Avengers, and that's kind of where we get that connection.
Right. And well, technically, the Sword of Excalibur was built by like Saigon or something like that. And
exactly. But it's just, I don't know. I don't know where we're gonna see him in this movie. All
right, so we'll save him for D. We'll put him in C then, because you don't even know. Like, there's no defense on that.
I still don't know about C. I'm still in the B. I could go to B, but
C. We got C and a B. C, B, D, C. So you either get C or you get C, I guess.
All right. I guess we'll put him into C, you guys. No love, Black Knight. I still need an Avengers.
It's not 48. Black Knight, though. That's not who
I know,
but you're trying. I get it. You're trying to pump. Listen, the Black Knight got him up to C because if not, D.
Well, just Dane Whitman on his own isn't
maybe even trash at that point. All right. Speaking of flirty girls, Sersi, who like picks up a human at one point as her like a dorky dude in glasses who's like a scientist. It's just like her go around boy, like literally like a dude like, hey, I like you, and like there's a lot of tension in the comics, like she got herself a male, slave. You know what I mean? Like how else do you say that, right? She's like, I really admire some of his finer points. What do you think she's talking about, dude? A bedroom slave is what I'm going to say. Or so how do you put it nicely like that? Right? I don't know. That's what Jack was a little freaky, I guess. She's a fun character, though, because she totes that line where she's like kind of snarky. She's a little like, it's cool that they didn't combine her and Thena. Like, Thena is very like, this is the deviant, I see no line. It's very good. I see good in people and everything like this. Where Sersi is just like, I don't give a shit about you. I'm an immortal god. I'm going to do whatever I am. I'm going to like hang out. I'm going to dance. I'm going to have like, she was at like Babylon's blowing up. She's dancing. Like any party in history, she was at just having a good time. She's like, oh man, I was over here when something was falling down. What was it? She's like, I had to get rescued because it wasn't Babylon, but it was another one of the other ones when something was on fire.
Gomorrah?
Like, huh?
Gomorrah, Sodom and Gomorrah.
Well, she was there too. Yeah, she was everywhere, man. She just was everywhere.
Didn't turn to salt.
Nah, she didn't turn to salt. Like as like Ikaris was overseeing Noah's Ark, where Sersi was like, "Hey, look, Rome's it's Rome, it's Pompeii. When they're burning, she was partying, and they had to pull her out because she was partying too hard. I'm down with her. A plus, maybe S tier. She's like, if Loki was cool and people actually like respected him, that would be."
Do we get the S bump, or are we sticking with A? I'm fine with the A. I could be talked into S because she did have that rogue leather jacket there in the 90s when she was on the Avengers. She had that the leather jacket roll up as well.
Yeah, part of the Avengers too. All right, we'll keep her in A then. We got her in A. All right,
next. Who's going to end up in that S?
I don't know why she did. Oh, here, who's this playing her?
One of the
Fair enough.
She played one of the Kree in Captain Marvel.
Once again, this character was okay. All right, fair enough. All right, next up we get. This one gets me. This one right here gets me. So we got Druig. Do you
want to start with this one, or do you want to complain about the other ones first and then come back to Druig?
We could start with him because he was a Hun. He was pretty much. This is who's going to play him. This nice piece of toast. And
he looks like Ezra Miller a little bit.
This guy creeps me out. Like if this guy walks down in the neighborhood, I call the police and say, like, dude,
he looks a little like the Flash, the DC's Flash.
Really, dude? He looks like somebody who's on a list and not a good list, like a list you can't go 200 feet in front of a school list.
Well, isn't he a bit like? Isn't his power a little creepy?
He's a trickster. He's like the. He's there.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You can trick people into doing some creepy stuff. So,
like, he does some mind control sometimes, and then he'll like start fights. Like, there's a part where he gets one of the scientists, Eternals, to help him try to like.
I mean, because it looks like he made himself a nice little cult there in the woods, just based off of what we saw in the trailer.
Yeah,
like, that's the implication that I'm getting from that.
Yeah. No, that's what he does, man. You're right. But he actually, at one point, he was thought to be leading Attila the Hun in the Mongol army to like take over all of China and stuff. And this doesn't look like a guy who would be mistaken for
no
somebody from Asia, but whatever. So that's one of them. But I actually like the character. I don't like it as much because it's a Loki ripoff. It's got to be C or B. But it's trickster. I get it. What do we got here in the chat?
Well, I'm not putting him above Black Knight. So
I get on the list. Yeah. I mean, he was okay. Like he gets a couple good arcs, but nothing great. This one right here, Sprite. So they used So at one point, all the immortals found out that they were just here to cultivate the humans, so they all killed themselves because immortals can't die, but you can kill yourself. Sprite came back as a female, and that is. I probably should have checked. This is a female actress, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so they're going with that Sprite.
Yeah, I know. There's a lot of switches, a lot of gender swaps in.
This is actually happened in the books. This is actually a true thing that happened. She was a criminal at one point because she messed with. She eventually wiped out everybody's memories in the Eternals, and then they all became normal people, which that plays a part later on because of something that's kind of cool. But I like the character. I thought they started off, they tried to use her a little bit as a trickster, but they had that problem with Druig and her being too much similar. So then they switched when it was they switched him, and then he just like started doing stuff that was like mischievous.
Which is why Druig or whatever is more of the creeper, and then she'd be more of the.
Okay, I'll give her the B.
Fun-loving trickster.
Well, yeah, he was destroying stuff. Like he was just straight wrecking stuff. Where they, I guess, is that the term now? Where they would kind of pull tricks maybe a little bit more. It wasn't all bad, but some of it was to, it didn't always turn out. But I think B's a good spot for them.
Yeah, I'm fine with a B.
A. Wow,
Ruben's giving an A.
Wow.
Anyone else on board with that?
Oh, I think they're saying Sprite is an S, like in the drink for Sprite.
Oh, I got you. I go in and out with
for Sprite. The character. You guys are S tier and A tier for. I mean, we can do it.
Solo.
Is it the drink? Is it the drink or is it not the drink? What are we doing here? Give it to us. I think Ruben's A is pretty solid. B, I don't have a problem moving it up to A, but we'll leave it there. You guys put it in there.
They didn't do her any favors by giving her this green and yellow color scheme kind of thing either with the name. You're going to get that lemon line confusion.
Yeah, I know. Okay. All right. We're leaving her where we got her.
Moving on.
Moving on.
We're going to stick with the B for now.
Okay. You could say this name, Pete.
Phastos.
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 Phastos. Just real quickly. Probably a character that I actually like here. Kind of like designs things like weapons and stuff. They hear this guy's gonna play him.
Phastos. Like
Phastos.
Hephaestus.
Yeah,
Like
Phastos.
Hephaestus, the Greek god.
Kind of like when people start getting in problems, he's the dude, like he doesn't play around. He and Thanos has a little back and forth because he's like, hey, look, we're not doing it right when we're bringing people back, stuff like that. He was
in that picture from the movie, he was creating something. I just cropped it. He's not dabbing there, so it's not dancing. It's just how I just cropped the picture so we can get a good look at the outfit.
So he's gonna be creating stuff, which is cool.
Yeah, he was
too,
like
so
building something.
Keep him close to it. I like him. I have him at least I have an A+. A+ tier.
Huh?
They did a good job casting him, I believe. Actually, he looks a lot more like the original Jack Kirby version. This actor looks very much like the Jack Kirby one. Than this guy.
Yeah. I'm good with the A. I don't know if we're I don't know if I'm ready for an S yet.
Ooh, he's pretty close. If he's not okay, all right, we can put him
I don't know. I don't know. You guys got to talk me into it. If you want to sell me on it that he's in it, I'm close.
Good. I mean, well, first off, he's a BA character. When they get down there originally, he's not just like a master of arms, like creating stuff. He actually's got some great fighting skills with him too. And when every other, including Ikaris, like when any other one he goes against Eternals, he's it. Like even with Thanos, like then they got in trouble with Thanos, they had to call him to help out. Like he's always the guy. He's always that guy. He's always the guy you need to go to and run to when you actually got to take somebody out. I think he's going to do really good in the movie too. I think they're doing a great job with him.
Yeah.
Plus, as Shannon says, he's got a cool look to him.
Yeah, we still have time. We can still
All right.
evaluate these because I feel like once we start getting to some of these guys, the bottom's going to fill up and start pushing.
For
people
sure,
up.
S tier. Kingo, for sure. Kingo. He was the other side. So the story behind him are these two guys fought on both sides of the Mongol War. He thought that Druig was actually mind bending the Mongols, and he found out that they weren't. But he was stopping like all the arrows. He then eventually, after feudal Japan, which he was a part of, then ended up becoming a Japanese samurai movie star because he was a samurai for a while. Then he became a samurai movie star. He's really good with masters, and they decided to have a guy that I like as an actor.
I do too.
But if I am correct, is Pakistani.
But he's a Bollywood star in this.
What?
That's
I
a
know.
Bollywood.
See, that's the problem. Like on the comics, I love him because like the whole samurai thing.
Well,
Like
we haven't seen the movie yet, so don't let the movie sway you too much because we haven't seen it.
That's what I'm saying though. Like, why are you doing this? Like, just because you're Asian doesn't mean you can switch Asians though. Make him samurai. I got him S tier though. He's definitely S tier. He's really cool.
Well, you got me because, like you said, you give me samurais.
That's where I started getting upset. I started getting upset when I saw that. I was like,
I'm like,
look, and I like this dude too. I like Kumar too, or Camille, the guy from Silicon Valley.
Nanjiani.
Yeah, I love him. Like he's funny, but like a samurai character who's
and he got himself jacked for this movie.
He can't get jacked enough, dude. Like he's got to have some.
He got jacked for this movie. I don't know.
I'll never be able to see him. I'll never be able to see him be the character of
Be Serious.
Kingo. Yeah, like Be Serious because he's so good in the roles that he plays. But he mainly plays. I mean, Silicon Valley was really great, and he was amazing in Silicon Valley. So like,
yeah. I think he can. I think he had to play a little serious in the one with the.
That was the main character that started me off of like, how are you going to have? Yeah. No, it's because they travel. You could have a little bit. No, actually, if you know the history of Japan at the time and going back and forth and occupying some of China, you could actually have that in the war. JJ, thank you very much. Just for all you history buffs out there that know that. The question is, like, that's what he's always been portrayed as, and he then becomes a samurai at Ronin.
Yeah, it was definitely an odd swap. I will give you that.
Mm-hmm. Back and forth. They did have wars, yes. There's another odd swap, but we will go with Mercury, but it's
Makkari.
Makkari. Yeah.
I'm going with Makkari. Just like the other eBay.
I know, but Jack Kirby made a joke about how Mercury was like named after the car. Like he really did that in the book. Like that's how they first introduced it. Not really could. Honestly, C maybe, right? Is that what we're doing here? C?
I don't know.
Oh, we could show who's played by two. They changed that one around too. I don't get it. But there's plenty of female. I'm like all for like making things whatever or changing them around, but there was plenty of females in like, especially if they didn't have female characters in this, but there's plenty of female characters in Eternals, and a lot of them are in the movie. I don't understand why we're switching stuff. I'm usually okay with it. This one kind of just, I think it's because they changed around the samurai guy, man.
I get it. Yeah, changing around the samurai guy does kind of hurt. But this one, I don't see what the change would it have made much of a difference.
Nothing. So Mercury's just fast. He's like a bad.
That's what I mean. It's going to make the speedster any more interesting. It's not like we're talking Wally West. We're not getting that. Poppy humor and all that. But
no. All right. So next up we get Gilgamesh, who's also, as we all know, as everybody in the chat knows, is the Forgotten One.
The Forgotten One.
This is another S tier option for his background story. First off, he's crazy good at like fighting. He's crazy good at all types of stuff. Yeah, war. Crazy good at it, right? But what makes him interesting is like so good that the Zeus character, who isn't Zeus, they call him Zuras, but it's Zeus, ends up putting him away at one point. And like they won't call him hero because he's also supposed to be hero. I mean, because he transcends what he does. Like he's actually supposed to be like, you don't know if it's actually Hercules or him. He's described as kind of Hercules and a lot of stuff. He did a lot of the stuff like cleaning the stables. Like it's just how they bring it up and stuff like that.
Cleaning the stables.
Yeah. Don't you remember when Hercules he had to do all the things and one of them was cleaning the stables?
I got it.
Overnight. He was the guy that did that portion. Yeah. So like then he kind of is a savior for a little bit too, because Sprite, when Sprite's a dude, goes and like gets him out of the. He pretty much saves all the Eternals at one point. Let's just put it that way. I think it's cool. And I think, there's a couple characters we haven't seen that we know there's a couple more characters there. If they bring this character back in, I think it'd be kind of cool to see him. It's a great costume too.
Yeah, I like that look. That's why I went with that picture. I mean,
is that what it is? We do have them. Okay, cool. Yeah.
We do have them.
Good. So good. We'll get to see the Forgotten One. Perfect. Good.
Yeah,
I'm excited
about
about
it. It was Wong for a second though.
Oh, come on.
Well, no, I'm just saying the picture, the guy that they picked. I thought it was Wong for a second.
But Zaggy, the difference between the two is this is actually a collective movie. Spider-Man's not a collective movie, bro. It's about Spider-Man.
Yeah, this is supposed to be an ensemble piece.
Anyways, either way, so the next up, we are going.
And we were good with Gilgamesh going in the S, right? Because that's where I threw him. Because I always liked Gilgamesh personally, so I threw him up there.
You put him in S, cool.
I threw him up in S.
Domo.
Origato.
Thank you, Domo.
Mr. Robot.
Domo. He pretty much is. He's a secretary. That's what he is. He's the secretary to the Eternals. What do you want me to say? Zaris tells him Zaris is like, hey, what's up, dude? Making an announcement.
I'm not garbaging the poor guy for. Yeah, I get it.
No, come on, he's
I'm not gonna garbage him just for that though. He played his role, so that's why I just put him in D.
His role was like, okay, dude, I'll go tell everybody. I'll send out the message.
My job is stupid, but I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna do it well.
But you're Eternal that can't die. Your whole job is to just like you're the secretary for the Eternals. Hey, take that note down. Go out there and put it over the loudspeaker.
Yeah.
Please, somebody trash this. Trash the secretary.
All right, you guys want?
Sorry. Eric said right. Executive assistants, please. Okay.
Okay. All right, Ruben got a trash in there. All right, we can trash him, I guess, guys.
He does.
He does look like he's working the turntables. JJ's right. I kind of give him that D bump for that.
Well, no, hold on. Well, you guys are going to spoil some stuff coming up here later now. D. We got D and trash, so we can keep.
We'll see. Well, you guys can still throw out your.
There he is, Zeus. We got Zeus. Angry
Straight
Zeus.
Lounging.
Zaris. I'm surprised that they don't have this cast. I'd be surprised if Zaris doesn't show up in one form or another in the movie. Yeah. With that being said, in the comics, he's just usually there to like bark orders or like, okay. There's one where he gets trapped by some like being underneath. Like he's not that powerful for somebody who's supposed to be Zeus. He does have the lightning coming out. I mean, B. right? Nothing great, nothing bad.
I suppose. I like the picture.
Yeah, he's cool. Hey, Zaris is A. Stick Boy's got him an A. Maybe. I mean, we could maybe. I'll change the more emails. A, B. Yeah, we got him in the AB category. Yeah, I think he's more B.
There.
I think B is kind of more where he sits at, but A is okay. All right. Zarin. Zarin's a pilot that at one point tries to go out and help transport all the people, all the Eternals to the Uni Mind. Trash.
Do we have something below it?
Oh. All right, move up Domo. Move Domo to D. Move Domo to D. He just got moved up because the executive assistant is more important. More important than that.
Shannon said, "Come on, the morning announcements is a very important job.
Very
somebody
important
has
job.
to do it.
Very important job. Oh, good. We got Aginar. Aginar is the he pretty much was doing the same thing that he's like one step up from Zarin. The only difference is he eventually does go to the mine, the Unimind, and form in the Unimind. He's also trash. I mean, you could put anybody there. It didn't have to be him. It didn't. He could go trash. Those two are.
Yeah, I'm fine.
I put them into the thing so they could be trashed, like because they are 100% trash. All right. Yeah, they're kind of gods, but they're like in this is a certain area. JJ Maxwell, where I mean they didn't actually they could fly too. They didn't need a pilot. And they have enough of them that they didn't need them in the Unimind anyways. But speaking of that, here we go. We're going to talk about the Unimind. The Unimind is a weird option here because technically it does form into a being, but in the original Kirby stuff, it just looked like a big head that they got absorbed into. But I have a feeling that the Unimind is actually going to show up. There was a part, I should have clipped it out. There's a part in the trailer where you see all the Eternals sitting around something. That and a being coming up, and because people know this as the original picture of Unimind, right? This brainy head thing, they don't think that the later on down version was of a being almost like almost a person. And what happens is to get the Unimind done, Eternals are the only ones that can activate it, and it activates this higher being, and then the celestial back and forth is an important part to it.
It's not a Power Ranger thing, right?
It's almost. It's almost like go power. They get into it, but they can't battle anything really with it. It's just like the communication. So I mean, we're really at C or D on this. I mean, nothing huge, but I have a feeling I have a feeling that's what's showing up in the movie.
Unimind.
C. We get C.
I could see it. I guess I could see it. That's still mid range.
Domo does not. Zazu.
Zazu from The Lion King.
Yeah. No. Except for Zazu, at least will reprimand and do something. Domo doesn't even have the power to reprimand Thena, the kid of Zarzus. Or Zars.
Yeah, plus, Zazu got the Rowan Atkinson bump as well.
Yeah.
And John
Oliver. A little bit more like Voltron. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe a little bit more like Voltron. All right. See, it is. Cool. All right.
It might look weird on screen, but we'll see it.
All right. So here's Sigmar is like a scientist, right? Good guy.
Where's
knows
Roy?
A lot of stuff about technology. Here's the only downside to him. Druig originally got him to try to he got tricked him to creating weapons and teaching him how to work it so he could try to the Celestials, which is a very important part of this, because the Celestials are the beings that created them. The Celestials created the Eternals, the human race, and the Deviants. So he taught him how to use the weapons to go up and try to kill the Eternals. And then while everybody else was in the Unimind, that's when Sprite had to go and release our man the Forgotten One to go help him to save it out. And then that's pretty much what happened there. And didn't he blow Ajax? Because of that, didn't somebody blow Ajax's face off? I think Ajax got his face
I'm glad you finished that statement because you just left it hanging there.
Oh, wow. Sorry. Yeah, I mean, not a terrible character. But, he's a creepy little scientist guy that then starts yelling. Like, he starts yelling at Ikaris. Ikaris, like, it's Ikaris' fault. Bro, you're the one that taught him how to use the weapons. You're the one that created the weapons, bro. So you're like, hey, dude, I just gave a baby a Tommy gun with a bump stock on it. Didn't think he was gonna go shoot everything up. Like, yeah, well, babies think shooting guns are cool sometimes, bro. Like, it makes a bang bang noise. Like, pretty fun. Dude, what were you thinking? So not the brightest scientist, but like, CD character. Nothing great. I mean, I like him, but
where are we putting him?
He's C, D,
C.
D.
C's getting crowded.
D.
I'm in the D for Sigmar.
S type character. All right. Well, we got S. Okay, he's not S type character, but okay, we can put him in the D. We can put him in the D. That's fine. We'll have him in the D. All right. Up next. That's the story.
Room. Well, we can make room. We can move Black Knight up.
No. If you keep doing it, the C gets bigger automatically. It doesn't matter. It starts going underneath it. So, all right. This is what I'm going to say though. I think it should be a C character, but we'll go on with it. The next one is Kryptos, Kairos. Either way, the reason why we add this character is two parts. One, he's on the C list because it's a very interesting first appearance. Number two, when Sprite, and this is what Sprite went to jail for, mind you. This is what Sprite went to jail for.
Sprite went to jail for.
When Sprite, no, they put Sprite and turned Sprite to female for jail. But when it was when she was a male, she erased the Eternals' minds. When she erased Eternals' mind, she made them all humans. Like, think they're humans. This human, this
was that the Gaiman run, or was that the earlier run?
I think it was the Gaiman run. So
the Gaiman runs where they all thought they were humans and they had to get woken up.
Yeah. That's it. This is during this run. So this character turned into, let me get it right here, a guy by the name of Khoryphos, and he was also known as DJ Phosphorus. Yes, the Sprite turned this character into a DJ. Before that, I'd say he was D-level to trash type character because all he did was write love songs of the Eternals forever and tried to play a bunch of music.
He was Dandelion from The Witcher.
Yeah. I mean, he did a couple other things we'll get into later. But since he was turned into the Eternals wicca DJ, I think we got to give him at least B class. At least B class.
Getting him a bump to B for being a DJ.
No, he would. I mean, just the storyline. Just think about that in that run when he was. It was just so ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
They turned the musician into a DJ. It is
ridiculous.
DJ Phosphorus was his name. And his first name when it wasn't.
Guys, I want to hear that from the chat. I can't give him a bump to B because he was a DJ. It is amusing, but
they were about to bump Domo up for being a DJ, just looking like he was a DJ.
Yeah, but to C, I'm not. Again, I'm holding the hard line here at Dane Whitman.
He did a couple, but Dane Whitman's not the Black Knight. You're trying to.
I know. Even Ikaris, I'm still a little salty about you guys hating on the leader.
Well, he was salty. This guy's a DJ, way cooler than shooting yellow beams out of your blonde-haired eye. No, you gotta have at least a C. No way.
All right. Again, if I hear it from the crowd, somebody support Marco with that B bump. And
we need a B
bump. We'll think about it. But
all right. So next up,
I'm surprised I'm putting him next to Uni Mind.
We got Seabell, who's got an amazing outfit and nice little wink. This is Zeus or Zars, his wife. And this is Thena's mom. She's a second generation Eternal, and she likes to get down. So you do what you will with that. She's also like the savior. She's also like she's called like Seabrick's the savior creator. So I mean, C, D, C, D, C, C, C. Put her in C. Put her in C. Hey, she created one of the best characters. You know what I mean?
She created one of the best characters.
All right. Okay. So when we were talking about Thena having a lover of a deviant, the next character we have up is that deviant. Yes, this is how he showed up in the comic one time.
Yeah, I went with this one because he looked kind of cool. He was chilling.
Cairo. Now this is supposed to be what he looks like. I'll explain something a little bit later that I think they did with it. But so this is the deviant Cairo. He was he's like a very militant guy. He was like the general. There used to be this guy named Toad, believe it or not, was the leader of the deviants. And this was like his general in command who kind of took over, may or may not have killed him. This is what he supposedly looks like in the trailers with the 8 eyes and a little bit different. But he can make his horns disappear and stuff like that. They make that up, and he can shapeshift. So I actually think he does do a peace treaty at one time because he thinks the humans are going to fail, which they don't fail. Luckily, he does get to tap Zeus's daughter. Pretty solid. You know what I mean? He forms some lines that he doesn't.
For a deviant.
Yeah, he's been around for a while. He's got a pretty cool if the toy's true, the Marvel Legends toy looks pretty dope. I mean, no less than A, but I think he could be S tier. I think later on they portrayed him better. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. No, I hear what you're saying. I wouldn't be opposed. I would. Well, definitely, I'm up there as well. I mean, you gotta give love to the bad guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's either way. They got him an A.
We got Zaggy.
That's an A. Yeah, Zaggy's got S. We need him some BC. No stick. No. So he's got to get the A then, because me and Zaggy got him in S tier. I mean, S tier management. I mean, look at the look on him. You know, he's in with the firstborn of the biggest god out there. You know what I mean? All right. And people frowned on the relationship. They didn't like him. He's a bad boy. Okay.
We should have put in the picture of the toy that you'd sent.
Yeah, the toy was kind of cool too.
It was.
Next up is Gar, who is a deviant too and a priest. And actually, the funny thing about it is sometimes
and a Sith.
Yes, but sometimes Gore, when he's portrayed, looks a lot like this. And I have a feeling that we might see a little bit of Gore in the movie too, because wherever Koro is, like Gore is. Is it Crow? Whatever.
Let's go Crow.
Cool. Crow. Gar is not far behind. Their structure for the deviants is based off of 2 things: military actions and pretty much the patrolling of the citizens in the priesthood. So, like, pretty much the guy that sends them to death is this guy. The guy that goes out and kills other people, this guy. And that, well, he doesn't even, because he just starts making out with the
Who's in charge?
He makes out with Thena. Well, I mean, Toad was, but one of these dudes, and it might have been this guy was in charge. Like
Leary.
Cairo was in charge sometimes, but he was getting tortured by Toad sometimes. This guy's never been challenged, and he always tries to take over. And actually, Cairo, or however you want to say his name, Crow. Sometimes Crow actually fights the other guy off just to get him back because he gets too much power. Definitely A tier villain in it. And I also have a feeling that, like, maybe because we saw some of the other deviants that looked a little bit different, like they were part of the deviants that get executed, he might be a deviant. He's very important. Let's just put it that way. So A tier, we got him in A tier.
I'm fine with the A.
No S on him. Okay. Hey,
Eric's got A.
Eric, what's going on? Gore, yeah. The problem with this is even in the books, like they'll spell Mercury like Mercury. They'll spell Crow like Crois at one point, Krons, and they change the names of these guys.
I know they mix things up.
Cronus. All right, up next,
Kronos.
We have S tier all day on this character.
Oh, yeah, Kronos was Zeus's dad, right?
Yeah.
In Greek mythology.
In Greek mythology. Well, one of the builders of the universe. Yeah. So we've got, what the heck is his full name?
The Reject.
Yeah, it's the Reject.
Ransack the Reject.
Ransack the Reject. Yep, Ransack the Reject, which sounds terrible. He's a great fighter, and he actually was a deviant, but he had a human face. So this guy was going to kill him because of the human face, because that's what his job is to order off the deviants that he doesn't like. But he fought in a pit with a guy. Well, we can see this guy right here, the next guy up, Krakus, and he almost killed Krakus, but he didn't because Thena stopped him. He ends up pretty much going back with Thena and turning into a good guy.
Looks like a visionary character.
I could see him showing up too, just because of his good story arc, and they fight back and forth a little bit. Sometimes they beat up the deviants, sometimes he doesn't. Like, he's kind of a middle character, almost like a Ronin. Yeah, pretty BA. I like him. I have him in S. I don't know if anybody's going to agree. He can fight anybody. He can fight. Dude, this dude is like huge, buffed up, and he's got metal legs.
I know.
And he takes it toe to
Plus,
toe.
yeah, Carcass
And
is
then-
a cool name. I like
And
Carcass.
then when they're like, "Hey, we just saved your life," when the Eternals are like, "We saved your life. You should show us some grace." He's like, "You all aren't all that. What are you guys, a bunch of idiots?" And then they go into like New York at one point because the deviants are trying to take over New York, and he just starts going like, "Oh, dude, you're over here trying to do this, that, and the other thing and hurt these people. I'm gonna mess you up too." Like, it's pretty cool. I like the combination of them. I guess combination these two are S tier. Probably if I had to like one better than the other, I like him better than I like Crocus, so I would put him on S. But you could give him an A, I guess. I don't know. I thought if anybody else is S, S for the fighting skill, and those locks. I bet he uses products. He does. We got an S. Put him in the S.
I think JJ was being facetious.
Nope. He gave it to him. It doesn't matter. He'd have to move him down now. 3 S's. There we go. Are you knocking the S? Do you think this guy's not good, Pete?
I have a hard time putting him above Thena and Sersi and Phastos, even Crow and Gore. Like I don't have the same. I don't have the same appreciation, I guess.
I guess he's like the best out of the deviants.
I'm not saying he's garbage guy or anything like that.
No. It's like an AS type thing, right? All right. Last up, we get Carcass. Carcass almost died, and he's got goofy teeth, and I love it when they draw him. Like, he reminds me of Kirby art. Like the old school Kirby art.
Straight up
Kirby
drawing, monster.
The Kirby monsters. Yeah, he 100% is a Kirby monster. So this is what I'll agree to. We can move him to S tier because of Kirby art, and move the reject down to A. Or you can put him in A.
I'm fine with him just being there, just for the Kirby art.
Kirby art alone was good. Yeah.
To be fair, whether JJ was joking or not, he did put S down. So
he did. So there's our tier list. Tell us what we did right. Tell us what we did wrong. Hopefully you got like a lot of guys. I think
trash is light.
People I think show up. People I think show up to see kind of like what these characters are about, and let's give them a little bit of a description. I think that's part of the fun part about the tier list too. So, all right,
he did and he hit it so hard he turned red.
Yeah, real bad. Looks like a jack chicken. You guys should see. We should find a full. Sometimes we should find full pictures. That doesn't do the dude justice. Like he's actually on the cover. He's on the cover of I think number 4, where he looks exactly like the Kirby character that when Kirby drew that one picture and had him creeping in through the window in. He looks exactly like that. As an S. Can we go down fighting as an S? I don't know what that means. Do you know what that means?
I don't know.
Go down fighting as an S. I do like the trash can. I do too. The trash is 100% trash. All right, that's it. Let's give them what they wanted. The top 5 budgets. We up next. We got top 5.
I got to get out of this. And then we need to shift things over. I guess I could just swap it like this. No. Yep, there it goes.
Oh boy, I didn't. Hold on, I got it. Yeah, while you're doing that, you do that. I'm going to pull up something in my background because I didn't.
Yeah, you gotta get C-list ready.
I didn't get C-list ready at all.
Well, you are up next. But before we start here, I'll give you a few seconds because we have this. All right, switch the background so it's not too redundant with the C-level Ikaris, apparently, because you guys don't like him all that much. But with the top 5 variants, we are going to be covering a few things here as Marco gets himself all ready. And these are top 5 variants on a budget. So I did keep that in mind again this time. I didn't go for a bunch of big-time books, as I tried to. I tried to talk Marco into let me put a bunch of those Black Knight variants on this list because Black Knight was going to be in the movie, or at least Dane Whitman was, and I really like the Eric Powell and the Tim Bradstreet from that 5-issue mini. But we're not doing those. We're doing on a budget. So what are we going to hit up first? For our first book, I had to go with this Sersi cover. This is for Eternals 1, that Neil Gaiman run. This is like 2006, 2007, I think, around that time frame. I think this was the 1 in 10. So I know a lot of people don't like John Romita Jr.'s art, but I find him hit or miss. Like, there's some stuff he does that's all right. And in the guts of this book aren't bad. It's not awful. But I did dig this cover for Sersi. So for the 1 in 10, I decided to go with this because, like I said, 1 in 10, it's an incentive. You can still find it pretty easily. It's not that hard to find, and it's definitely an affordable book and one that I kind of like. Because look, auction, 3 bids, it was only $5.50 for this 1 in 10, so it's not an expensive book by any stretch, but one I would look for and keep an eye out for because, like we were talking, as far as like a lot of the Eternal storylines go, I thought maybe the movie might tie into more of this game and run with it's like, oh, they got to figure each other out, they got to remember who they are because they were basically humans living their living lives and had to be reminded that they were immortal beings, the Eternals. But doesn't look like that's exactly what they're doing in this movie. So maybe the connection here to this run isn't as strong as I had thought it might have been. But still, it's a fun run. It's only 7 issues, and I dig this this cover for sure. And I got another one from this run coming up for the second pick, and this is also a Sersi cover, and it's a JRJR cover. I think this was actually a 1 in 20, and I think they had some weird incentives throughout this run. Like each cover had like a character cover for the incentives on these, and some of them got really weird. Like later on, it's like 1 in 18. Like why would you choose 1 out of 18? Like I don't know, odd numbers, but this one was a 1 in 20. This is issue 3, and I know it says 3 of 6, but this actually ended up going 7 issues. They added an issue before the end. Because you know how Marvel goes. They can never plan things out properly.
Well, because some of the other ones only made it till like 8 or 9, so they figured.
Well, I'm just saying, like, how many of these events have they run? And it's like, oh, it's 6-issue event. No, we're doing 7 now, or it's 8 issues. No, we got issue 9 because we couldn't fit. Like, what do you mean? You didn't have this written before you guys started? Like,
which is
don't print out of 8. Then, if you don't know what the end's gonna be, don't put an end limit on the earlier book. Anyway, but you can see, again, this is a pretty cheap book. You can even see that image that I used for Ajak was one of the covers for this run as well. And this one, you get 2 books. I put this up there because, look, you're getting 2 incentive variants for $10.50 on this one. So, again, not expensive books. And these first 2 both came from that game and run, which I think was like, again, 2006 thereabouts. Now,
it always is for us.
I know, Marco, you don't like the character. You keep joking and cracking on him, but this is a cool cover. I like this. No. I like this Akuna cover. This with the white background where you take everybody out. I like it.
No eyes. He looks like a cheap version.
He's flying. He doesn't have goggles on. He
looks like a combination of Superman, Nova. And I mean, he just nothing.
That's what I should have done. I should have got my Nova glass. I could have used that one tonight.
Mm-hmm. I actually like Nova.
But I do like this cover, and this was actually a retailer summit cover from what I gather. It was one of those weird ones, but there seems to be a bunch out there. This was expensive at one time, and this was also mislisted. A lot of times you'll find things saying like 1 in 75 or some crazy like incentives. But again, from what I could gather, that this was one of those retailer summit books. So
it was. I got it in a dollar bin because the guy didn't know.
You can find them cheap, and that's the thing. You can keep an eye out for them and find them cheap, but still $30 on this one. So this is on the pricier end of the budget side, but $30 on this guy. And this is the issue 1 of the 2008 run. Yeah. It's the run right after the game and run, which is also pretty cool.
The not good run.
Yeah. But the covers were kind of cool. The art wasn't bad. Like some of the character designs we used was from this era, this run. Mm. And even though I was complaining earlier about the sheer multitude of issue 1s from the current series, I wanted to look at the current series because some of these,
that's a cool cover.
This is a cool cover. This is Stephanie Hans, Thanos sitting on the throne. It's kind of cool, and it's 1 in 25. Like $5. like this is getting no love. Like this current series is getting no love for the incentives. Like people just, I get it. They're printing a lot of them, I guess, because of the movie coming. But $5 for a 1 in 25, a Stephanie Hans cover. Thanos sitting on his chair. I think that'd be a pickup for me on a budget for $5. And this isn't the only one. It's not like this is outside of the norm. This is just a pretty cheap book by all counts.
Mm-hmm.
And then one more that we have for R5 is another one from this run, number 5. I think it's just a cool cover.
Yeah,
the Forgotten One.
The Forgotten One. It is.
Yeah, 1 in 25, and look, you can even see Ikaris, the nice little reflection in the mask there.
He looks like a cool bootleg He-Man, though.
Yeah, he does. In the way that they, especially when they drew him in his current run, like the Ron Lim cover, especially, or Art Adams, one of them, they really did He-Man style on him. on Ikaris, but yeah, still another 1 in 25 that it's only $10. Like, it's not bad for these incentives. You can find a bunch of these. It's again, there's plenty of them out there. It's not like this is hard to find at this price or somebody got lucky. Like, it's just cheap.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's kind of nice. I think they're kind of cool.
I like that Thanos one too. Don't be surprised if you see some Thanos link over in this whole. I mean, they already mentioned him, but like
true, yeah. I mean, because he technically is an
it's
Eternal.
Kind of she with
yeah.
But he
might
actually
have
has
some
back and forth with them, like because they built technically whatever. Anyways,
Titan. Maybe he's got a little bit of deviant in him.
The Titan thing is kind of like a little deviant version of the Eternals, more than the deviants.
Yeah. So there were our 5, but I didn't want to end there, so I did do one more. I did sneak one more in. A bonus pick.
Let me guess. Can I guess?
You can guess.
Black Knight?
No, I was talking about it when you ran off. I was like, I was going to do it, but they're all expensive. Those Black Knights got really expensive.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't realize they all went like 100 plus. Like, I thought, they were $50, $60 still, but no, they were 100, 120 raw.
Wow.
But nope. I'm going with one of the multitude of 100 different Eternal #1 covers because I like this one. This Boss Logic one.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet.
That's cool.
I love the Celestial. I think it's cool. And it's a 1 in 50. How much do you think a 1 in 50 people are asking for this thing?
$20.
$10.50. Somebody got one of these. But yeah, nice. You get 15 to 20 is like a price you can go scoop a bunch up. But yeah, 9 bids only got up to $10.50 for this 1 in 50. This cover. Wow.
That's a steal.
Granted, there's a bunch of 1 in 50 because I almost went with another 1 in 50, which was the 90s style Sersi with the leather jacket and the black and red like outfit. It was like a hidden gem cover. Also in that $15 range for the 1 in 50 because again, they had so many covers. But this one I think is pretty cool. I would keep an eye out for this for cheap.
Do you think we're gonna get Celestials like actually making? I mean, they even in the books they don't make tons of movements. It's usually just up and down and everything else. Do you think?
No, it'll probably just be standing there,
a head thing.
Yeah. Just
you don't get to see the whole body or whatever.
But hopefully it goes over well because if we can go over well with just large beings, then my dreams of Galactus not being a big smoke cloud in the in space will be true. Will come true. But
the Eternals actually open up a lot of possibilities throughout because they have a lot of crossover and a lot of things with creations and everything else, which is nice.
Yeah.
I mean, the problem with it is that some of their volumes, it's tough to read. All right.
Yeah, I know, but that's the thing. It's all that stuff is just source material that goes back to like they can do whatever they want in the movies as long as people accept the characters in the movies. Sins of the past and how they might have been written will be forgotten about. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, even after Kirby stuff, when Kirby wrote Eternals, like he even tried to like tune it back. Like it was written in the 80s or 70s. Was it 70s or 80s?
I think it was late 70s.
Late 70s, early 80s.
Early 80s.
He tried to turn it into like the 50s and 60s and a lot of the writing there. And it's like, that's a little tiny then. It doesn't translate. It's even worse now. But then when they did volume 2,
which is like late 80s, right? Like mid to late 80s.
Late 80s or they tried to tweak it to do Kirby style.
Well, they update it.
Yeah. It was not. I mean, it was. I don't know. What is Stick saying here about the Red Celestial being trailer and the Red Celestial being?
I think there was one somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we'll see
trailer or an earlier trailer. There's one because I know a lot of people have been speculating on what Celestial might be. It's the sleeping whatever, or it's the
David. The only reason I'll disagree with this is because in the 70s, he was working on so many projects that he wasn't doing it himself, right? Like even the stuff they said, like this, he actually did himself. Like he was writing, penciling, and doing some of the coloring for it. But like when you start getting into that later 60s and the early 70s, they had him working on so many titles that he was just free sketching stuff and then saying, do it in Kirby style. That's where the whole Kirby style thing comes from. Yeah, and you just have a bunch of schmoes. He
storyboarded it and let everybody do the finishes for him.
Good to see you, David, too, by the way. Thanks for stopping by. But yeah, I mean, like, so We'll see. Do you want the full Kirby? No, JJ, you don't want the full Kirby movie. Eternals versus New Gods. Yeah. Okay,
That'd be
so
fun.
let's get into. So I did a little bit of a C list, and they're all C list characters, but some of the books have already popped or what. So I tried to keep it to some maybe cheaper books this time, or like stuff that people didn't know. And there's a debate and a whole thing. Let's do the C list. Let's pull up. Pete, do you mind pulling up our thing while I share the screen?
Yeah, here. I'll do the thing to give you a minute.
All right. Are we good? We're good?
There we go.
All right. The C list. So it's not the A list, it's not the B list, it's the C list characters. So I tried to do some C list Eternals. Some of these turned into A list Eternals apparently because of the tier list, and some of them turned into D list. But we did them either way. So here we go. I started off with Ransack the Ajak and Carcass. Two of my favorite. You see them in Eternals number 8. This is actually where they get their fighting scene. As you can see, they're paired up a lot together because if you look at the two pictures on the left and on the right, yes, that's his arm on the right.
Yeah,
and yes,
they're together.
in the background. So they do fight a lot together. They help out the Eternals. Sometimes they're just kind of like neutral, but they do fight back against
They're a
deviants.
tag team.
Ransack has a bigger part than Carcass eventually. Oh, there's his metal leg. See, yeah, he looks exactly like that character. Yeah, he's definitely Kirby art. So, I mean, this isn't exactly how he looks in the thing. The next book,
that's a newer
after 8,
version. That's a newer rendition of him. But
yeah. The next one on 8 is where you see Carcass and he becomes famous because he's on the cover and he looks like this big red Kirby monster. Okay, so you get it. Oh, shoot. But what are you going to pay for Marvel number 8? By the way, characters I could see showing up. I already did it. Look at it. You got to pull $15 out of your jeans. $15. I know how to do $15. I couldn't do 10 because that really is too cheap. I mean, you should find these in the $5 or $10 ones, but $15 is a fair price for this book in great shape.
Yeah, those Eternals back issues got tough there for a while. People just started upcharging everything.
This one's kind of
appearances in all of them. You get
there's first. So when somebody puts first appearance, you're going to be spending $15. If they don't know what's in it, you'll get it for $2 or $3. You know what I mean? Like that's the.
Plus, you might be able to find like a beat copy that might be a little banged up, well loved. You might.
Oh, a reader copy you could get for a couple bucks. Yeah, you can find that. Yeah. Easy. Okay, next up is Siebel, the Time Present, second generation, and then you see this is very interesting for a character that they brought through to the movie. He technically Phastos doesn't show up till the second volume. This is the second volume, number 1 of Eternals. This is the tribute to Kirby, and we're doing it in the Kirby style. They actually, a lot of people don't even give this credit this book with this first appearance for Phastos. And I'll show you one.
Point to the old book, right?
They don't point to either one book on. They point to afterwards. They one background picture and another picture, but it's a $5 book. I got 5 on it, but I'll show you where it comes up. So there's a split panel screen, which is a 10th panel, right? It's a long 10th panel. We'll show you those. Look. Oh, there we go. Look right on the right. There we go. Crocus again. This character actually shows up in a cameo in here too. But if you see when he cameos, which some people call it his first appearance too.
Reminds me of Shaun White for some reason.
DJ. Yeah, the DJ. This is the only part he shows up. He shows up, if you look at the left, that once again is Phastos in the bottom. Okay, you also get him in this screen shot right there, and then you see him being named for the first time right here by Thena, and he has a speaking part in Thena, and he actually shows up in another one too. You do not see Kryptos in this though, and if you're going to consider, by the way, there in the background in her nice little thigh-high boots is our man Sibella. Sybil. Yeah, she's there. She's also in this scene and another scene too. If you're going to make this her first, I think you have to make it Phastos. There's 2. As far as our man DJ Phosphorus is first
Dandelion. I'm just seeing Dandelion now with that guitar thing.
Is technically number 5 because this, I don't think any of us here would argue. Like I had to blow this up, pull it all out, and make it look like a full page panel. Like you would miss this if I didn't have a red arrow.
But that's him. You can't confuse him.
You think, yeah, but that's a cameo, bro.
Oh, I'm not.
Either-
I'm not arguing that. I don't like the qualifications. I'm just saying. There he is.
Either way, in 5 a lot of times, and in 4 is where they say that's Phastos. Either way, let's go. DJ Phosphorus right here. You should pick it up too. They've got him. It's mainly about him. So if you're going to pick up that book for multiple ones and you want it cheap, plus it's got our man, the priest, Gora in it too, which is a great first appearance. What, Guar? Yeah, Guar, right?
Let's go with Guar now.
He is like the major, like he as Crow. You said Crow's a major bad guy too for the Deviants. Yeah. It's a 2-part major bad guy. That's how the Deviants work. They have to have 2 parts: the priest part and the warrior part. Stiff. He's the right. The rule of 2. He's the priest version of it. He's in this book too on number 5. And honestly, I'd buy it for $1 because it's a $1 book. So that might be something.
That's whole second volume of Eternals is
easy. When people don't realize that these characters are, because they don't read the books, they don't see where they're at. We just do whatever you want to do with this knowledge, but know this character right here, Phastos, shows up 4 or 5 panels named, is told in this book. This character right here, DJ Phosphorus, that's all you get in that book. But in this book, it's all about him. And he has to fight Gore in there. $1 book, you should get it. Okay, next up, we've got number 17th in volume number 1. Terrible cover. Great Kirby cover.
That's near the end, right? It
is. It's towards the end. It is towards the end.
Was it 19? Did they go 19
yeah,
or
18? Was it 18? 18 or
Can't
no,
remember.
20? Somewhere around there. It's in the last five books. You get Sigmar. We talked about him already. He is the scientist. He almost destroys everything.
Sean White mixed with Lionel.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, actually, you know what he looks like? Go back to Khoryphos real fast.
DJ.
Yeah, the
Flash
DJ.
Force.
He looks like one of those little clown faces at the boardwalk. You got to throw the baseball to knock him down. They got the fuzzies on the side to trick you. That's what he looks like.
Okay. Yep. Hey,
that's what I saw.
I'm not saying that he's a great character, but he does play important roles in there. So, next up is Sigmar, the scientist who almost kills everybody. It's a $10 book, believe it or not. 17.
Really? Oh, well, yeah. Well, yeah. Those, like I said, those Eternals books. Well, that entire first run basically got bumped.
But that's it. He does play an important role in some of the storylines just because they keep bringing him back because he's like the scientist. So every time the Eternals use weapons, I don't know why. Like the Eternals, they're gods, and they have like beams shooting out their eyes and everything else, and they can seduce people and do mind tricks. But for some reason, they need weapons of mass destruction, and this is the dude that creates them. So like, he's one of the dudes that create them. You know what I mean? So like, hey.
Well, they needed him before they had Phastos, right?
Yeah. Well,
plus, why does Ikaris have Gwen Stacy's haircut there on that cover?
So he's kind of like a teacher scientist, where Phastos is kind of like an inventor scientist. It's weird. Well, how does he have what now?
Oh, I'm looking on the cover. The Ikaris. It looks like he has Gwen Stacy's haircut.
He does. Well, okay, so because it's not him.
I know.
Because she plays a mind trick because of the mold thing. Mold eventually it controls the mind of the Eternals. I'm not getting into this book. All right. Next up, $10 bill. Okay, now see, look, this is when we were talking about the Uni Mind earlier. So the Kirby version of Uni Mind is just this headpiece brain type figure that you see on the left. By the way, there's Ajax right there in the bottom, looking very girlyish. Yeah. No, I don't know. Either way.
That more looks like the Unibrow than the Unimind.
Yeah, but the later version is what I was saying. So when they were around the table, it looks a little bit more like the later version of the Unimind. Either way, I figure if it is the Unimind in the movie, this book is going to go through the roof because a lot of people don't. They don't read comics. They just look at a cover or somebody talk about it. So
they look at the little explanation that's on the CGC label that says what it is.
First appearance of Unimind, which is just like a capture. Either way, it's a little twin already, but I have a feeling that it could go up. And Stick Boy had said something that is kind of true. He said, check these out if you're on the Whatnots. These are books you can pick up for less than this on the Whatnots, as long as people don't leave their streams halfway through or 3/4. Up next, we've got a little extra section because usually I'm deciding between let's talk about it, which is like we'll give you some interesting book that I find interesting, maybe a little history, or we'll do what my name is again. Either section we might do. What my name would have been fun with this, but instead we decided to let's talk about it. We've got Red Ravens #1. Why are we talking about Red Ravens #1? We were talking about Red Ravens #1 because actually Kirby did this book. Okay, there's actually a story in it. He did the cover for this book. He also did a story in it. 1, 2, probably the third and the fourth story, if I believe. He did all the third story and most of the fourth story. And in that, he had all these characters, but they were by the Greek mythology names. So Zeus was in there, Mercury was Mercury, and all that. And technically, their first appearances, a lot of the Eternals, as you can see there, Eternal Brain, Mercury. The human top, Eternal Brain, Mercury. Yeah. So either way, they were in this. Now, this 6.0 sold in 2000, I want to say 17. It went to auction, sold in 2017. Should I have the studio audience guess in 2017 how much this 6.0 sold for?
17?
Yeah, it had to be 2017. Maybe I have it. I have all these papers that I shuffled up. I actually wrote this just randomly.
$150.
$150. That would be a no. Is that what they said in the chats?
No, that's what I said.
This thing just makes the money rain, bro. This thing in 2017 sold for $15,000. $15,000.
I thought it was something low. Is why is that I thought you were going. You were prodding.
No, it was a crazy amount. You don't see it in really good shape ever. This was actually John. This was a pedigree. There was a pedigree given to this one. I'm not gonna say the name of the pedigree now that I was gonna, because I remember who it is. But this came out of pedigree. A couple other ones did. The Mile High pedigree, which is higher than this, is pretty good. Pretty good copy too.
This is what, like 1940, something like that.
It's, what is it, 40?
I just remember it was way back.
I remember it's back there. I think it was like, but it also has got Joe Simon in it too. A lot of stuff. Oh shoot! I just keep doing this.
Just making it rain.
Making it rain all day long. Either way, it was 40 exactly. 840.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. So there you go. 840. Either way, part of Timely Comics. And if you see one, take a picture with, these are one of these cool books where, like, if you see it, people like to take pictures with books. Like, this is probably a book you should take a picture with. Not one you're ever going to see. I've never seen this book in person. Usually I talk about these books that I have. This is not one I've seen in person. I probably never will, unfortunately. But I thought it was pretty cool, and I think other people might find it cool too. So feel free to go look it up. And a lot of these earlier comics too, they would split them off into like 4 or 5 storyline sections, right? So like you'd have 4 or 5 different stories, and in those stories, people would tell their own versions of certain stories. So that's how this happened right here. Red Raven, I don't think was in, actually, not quite sure Red Raven was actually in any of the Kirby stories that were in here.
I don't think so.
No, I think he just drew the cover for it.
And your point, really cool. I probably didn't see this one either. Only chance I would have had to have seen this in person probably would have been at what's his name's museum down there in Baltimore, Jeppy's or whatever. Like maybe I came across it, but didn't notice it because I was wowed by the other books that caught my eye.
East Lansing Go Green Go White at Michigan State has the largest collection of like comic books, and I bet you it's probably in there. I don't know if they'll let you see it though, so you can always give it a try. But that's what I have. Hopefully, I know I keep making it rain. I'm trying to get rid of the shared screen. Oh, man, I did tear. There we go. But that's it. I hope you guys like that. Yeah, good. Golden Age. Yeah, they were really great. Late night. I hope everybody thought that was kind of cool. It's not. I know it's really ridiculous. Yeah, $15,000 is absolutely. I mean, well, yeah.
Is it ridiculous? I mean, I get it. It's ridiculous, but
it is. It is because I pull out some books sometimes that are worth more than that, like, and are from that era. And when you see people's faces and what they talk about, and they're like, how much that book's worth, you could, and you're like, yes, I understand that, but it's not, everybody doesn't have it. Like, it's crazy. Yes,
well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
they're crazy.
That crazy when you talk about people are paying that for Ahsoka. You know what I mean? The Dark Horse 100 Ahsoka. People are paying.
Oh, no. Time out. That was $15,000 in 2017.
I know. Oh,
that's why I'm saying. So now I'm saying that book's probably in, you're looking in the $30,000 range.
30? I was going to say, what, like 25 maybe?
Well, so some of the rules that we used to go by with Golden and Silver Age was like, it was like every 2 years you'd go up 5% on what the book's rate was. So like, but then all this happened, and
the last couple of years have thrown all the rules out the window.
Yeah. Her name is Chef. Wait.
Hmm?
I don't know what Hardman's saying. All right, Hardman. Well, okay. Either way. Oh, yeah. No. Yeah, it is. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. Like, you do know, like, even back then, that was like record setting, Hardman. Like, get it straight. Like, we're showing these things because they're cool. And if you see them take a pic, but like, yeah, man, that gold and silver age stuff has always been like the new stuff that we see prices where we're like, wow, that's kind of crazy that those books, like he just said, like the Soka books going for 15, like that thing was going for 15 in 2017. And everybody's like, oh, like when was the last time you saw one of them sell? I think the time before that probably was like 2 years before that, maybe, you know what I mean? Like
that's different. Like that.
It's a different realm, but people should know that stuff's out there.
Especially you can't really use that because, like, to your point, like that's 2017. We can only guess what that would sell for now. We have no idea if that were actually up at like a heritage auction or something like that.
Right.
Had that thing ended at 30, you wouldn't be surprised. If that thing ended at 50, would you be surprised?
That's
like,
6.0 right now? No,
yeah.
I would.
You know what I mean? Like it would.
I would
whatever it ended, that's the price. Like that's it.
I remember one time somebody actually on a different channel, but a channel that we're on every once in a while, especially on Sundays, they came up to me in the middle of a con right before everything went down, and they had asked me a price on a book that obviously they couldn't find it on GPA because it hadn't sold in years. It had never sold in that grade that they had it, everything else, and asked us like how to break down the price on it because we made an offer on the book and we broke it down. Like that's the crazy cool part. Like when you get to see those things, those books don't come up. Like the books I was talking that I own, those books I've had now for 6 and 10 years, like around there. Those books aren't being sold. Like it doesn't matter what the value is because my books aren't being sold, and I know other people that own those books and they're not selling them. And like those books don't sell, so we're just showing cool stuff. So when you see it, you're like, "Holy crud!" I heard Pete and Marco talking about that book. Let me go get the snapshot real quickly. Like we're not telling you to put $20,000 or $50,000 on a book. We're just saying like how cool it is to see this stuff, man.
Yeah, because otherwise I could just do all Golden Age we want to do on my ghosts, like chasing ghosts, like because you're not going to see that stuff. So
yeah. Oh no, Harmon, I didn't think no offense. I'm just saying like it's just cool. I hope you guys enjoy. I just hope that it doesn't come off as pretentious us showing like cool books and saying like, hey, it's cool to see these things. So
yeah, that's the thing. It's just information. That's all it is.
Yeah. I just think it's fun to talk about them. I mean, look, I'm not buying that book anytime soon. Get out of here.
Yeah,
all right.
I couldn't. My car is not even worth that.
Yeah, I mean, like, no, I don't think. No, both.
That's what I'm saying.
No, my car's not. No. I mean, it's more than what it's sold for. Yeah, my cars are worth more than what they sold.
My wife's car, because I don't give a. I'm not a car guy, so my car, I don't care. Like, like my car's not expensive. My wife's is a little nicer.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, we're not gonna get into the debate on what to buy. Miles is cool too. Everything's cool. Like that's just something we don't see every day. So it's cool if you guys go out there and see.
Yeah.
That's the
don't
end of
misunderstand what we do here. We like talking about comics. We're not telling you what to buy.
Yeah. It's like seeing cribs. Like you get to see a cool I mean, like I think there was one in the chats and I did on the IG, and I actually made a play for it, and it wasn't that out of range, but it was only like $1,000 comic, or well, it wasn't. You wanted like a little bit more than what it should have been for, but like he didn't want to sell that book, and I get it. Like he was just showing it off, and I just wanted the book so I could have it and not sell it and show it off too. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you got to remember that. Sometimes when people, you might see like at a wall, like at a show, sometimes people bring books out just to get you to stop, but they have no intention of selling you that book unless you give them like a ridiculous
And
price.
This is what I'll tell you about it, Repair Tech Tony, because this is what I kind of want you to see. Like, okay, that book, maybe I'll get the Phantom. I have a Phantom lady that is like, it's 1/10 of like, I don't like taking it out at all because it's literally like 1/10 of like it's been ratted, eaten, it's been like shaved down, and I got it very, very cheap, technically for $1 because I got it for $1 because you can't even like I can tell you what it is, but like you don't know what it is. It would get a no grade if you graded it. Like that's how bad this book is. But like that's sometimes where you start off. Like I started, one of the ones that I used to collect all the time was I used to collect Yellow Claw. Now, when somebody asked Yellow Claw #3 and they wanted $300 for it, and it was a 5.0-ish, 4.0-ish, I told them, no way in hell anybody's ever going to pay that amount for that book. I wish I would have paid that amount for that book, because now I'm never going to own that book, because that's way out of the price range to get it for what it is. But those are the ones you find out. Just go out there and find an artist you like, or a style that you like, or some color. You can find golden and silver age books that are like early silver. You know what I mean? You can find stuff from the 50s, from the early 60s, from the late 40s in the $300 and $400 range. Like you can find that. You know what I mean? It's out there. I know it's at cons too. Yeah. Well, but I mean, you just have to go to the cons and kind of know what you're doing. And a lot of that stuff won't move. And the guys will kind of talk to you, but grab an Overstreet or watch us, and we'll keep put out more of this stuff. And maybe we'll get, maybe I'll pull out a couple books.
Pops just bought me a new Overstreet.
Did you get the new one? I haven't gotten mine
yet.
I
wasn't going to buy it. Somehow, like, I was out with my dad. We went to the flea market, and then we went to Barnes & Noble. I was like, he's like, I got credit. You want me to buy you something? I was like, hey, I think it was like this year. It was like the 48th of day. It was one of these old Overstreets. I was like, yeah, get me the Overstreet. I haven't bought one in a while. Every year since then, he just keeps ordering me the new Overstreet because you need the new Overstreet, right? I'm like, Dad, I don't need it, but if you're going to buy it, I'll take it.
There's some good articles. You know, I know some of the people that write for
I used to use it for reference. Like some of the articles I wrote, I thought it was kind of fun to do like an eBay price, do a GPA, and then do what Overstreet said. Like, I thought it was kind of fun to kind of give ranges of prices, but that was a lot of work to do, so I don't do that anymore.
I know some of the people, and I know some people that write for there that absolutely hate me too. So that's always fun to see if they actually wrote or they just gave their opinion on stuff. But it's funny we're bringing up Overstreet and that, because somebody had sent me a book online, and like, I don't buy a ton online. I know David said cons are exactly that, but they're not. Like, you can get good deals at con. Yeah. No, I mean,
it depends. It depends.
Yeah, it depends. But somebody sent me a picture and they said, what do you think about this book? And I was like, well, it's got, just from what I can see, because all you sent me was a book in a bag. I can see foxing. I can also see water damage, what looks like rippling, and I broke it all down. And I kind of said,
I think I knew. That was in our one chat, right? I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. And I broke down certain things, and they're like, well, they said it would be this great. I said, well, this is kind of what it'd be. And they're like, well, is there a way you can, I go, you know what? Hold on. I'm going to go to Overstreet and just cut out what their grading system is. And I think as a seller or a buyer, if you're going to do it online, like, you could look it up. And I know people say, I know how to grade. Right. But when I'm telling you that, like, you've got 6 spots of foxing on there that are bigger than a dime, you have waving watermarks, and you've got at least 5 tears that are bigger than a quarter of an inch, you're not in very fine. Like, I mean, that's
and that's the thing.
And they'll tell you they'll tell you what doesn't qualify for it. And I think it's a great
grading may be subjective, but there are some things that are not subjective. And that's why sometimes things like this are useful, because it's not just an eyeball test. It's not just, I can just look at a book and tell you because you can't. You got to look into it. Like, there's
and that's one of the things, like foxing. Like, people might not know what that means, but typically if you see foxing on the book, guess what? The inside of the book, those pages are done. They're done.
Yeah.
And that's like I said. I said, hey, look, you're gonna see a little browning, then you're gonna see these little white marks on the inside of the pages, and it's gonna be probably brittle. And like, at the same time, you have wavy watermarks. So that thing got soaked, and then somebody tried to dry it out, and then they fox. You know what I mean? Like, it started creating chipping, and like,
that's the thing. Especially water damage is the worst.
But if you don't know what I'm talking about, that's fine. Like, you can read an Overstreet, and they'll tell you in the description what those things are, right? Like, I can tell you what it is and everything I just said, but if that's not English to you, like, get the dictionary, and Overstreet's the dictionary. So like, pull the dictionary out. It's worth knowing it. So
it is.
Plus, then, people that grade on Overstreet usually give you a deal.
That's the best.
Yeah, I mean, if they Overstreet, they'd be like, I see you got the Overstreet. Cool, man. That's the dealers at the cons you want to go to. You want to go to the Overstreet guys, because they are a little bit more critical too.
Well, just remember, because this thing's only published once a year. Like, the book only comes out once a year, so they don't get, spikes. This is the price.
Yeah.
So
and some of them are too cheap to buy new Overstreet, so they might be pricing out Overstreet 2017, which is that, dude. I love it when I see like 2009 Overstreet. If I see a 2009 Overstreet on your table and it's not for sale, I'm coming to see you first. So that's cool.
No, I'm telling because to your point, like once I realized when I was looking at some back issue prices, like, wait a second, I know that price. This is Overstreet pricing. I don't even know what year it's from. It's like, but if this is Overstreet pricing, okay, I'll take that Marvel Spotlight number 5.
Yeah.
$120 sold. Like,
absolutely. I mean, it still happens out there at cons. It does. So, like,
yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, don't go to sometimes not going to the biggest con. Like, if you're going to San Diego or like NYCC, or something like that.
I'm not talking about that.
Yeah, we're not talking about that type of con.
Maybe we shouldn't. That's why I don't like to even call them cons. You just talk about the little shows, like the little shows.
Well, it doesn't even have to be. I mean, it doesn't even have to be little. Those, I love the smaller ones, but the mid-tier ones, like, there's some great stuff going on there too. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to be like the big regional ones.
Yeah, I can't deal with the thousands of people. That's
why everybody's like, "Are you gonna go to SC?" Yeah, I haven't gone to SDCC in years. I haven't gone to NYCC in years. And to be honest,
I've never been to New York, and it's not that far from me. But I just don't like the idea of just.
What was the year? What was the year that C2E2 stopped doing the retailer summit? Was that 4 years ago now? 5 years?
Yeah, sounds about right.
Last time I've been to C2E2.
Yeah.
It ain't for me. I mean, that's like going on. You know what I mean? That's going on. That's going on like eBay, and they got the buy it now $1 million price on $1. I ain't trying to go there. So
make me an offer then. I'm like,
yeah, I know. All right. Well, that's what we got. You use price the 25th anniversary. Good job, Steve. All right. Well, I hope we had a good one. Look like we had a lot of people here. Hopefully, give us a. Oh, hey, real quickly though. Friends, wives, cousins, sisters, brothers. We are what? 17 away. Are we 17 away? How many?
We were 15 when we started. I don't know where we're at now.
Make sure we get the subs. Make sure we already know Pete's giving away. Did you tell everybody what you're giving away?
Yeah. I did a whole video I want to give away. We're 986. We're 14 away.
14 away, and he's gonna give away slabs. He's gonna give away a bunch of other stuff. So
yeah,
call
got a
your
couple
friends,
slabs.
get them enrolled. I mean, they can win too, right?
Yeah, I don't know exactly what to do, but it's gonna be very simple. It's gonna be like comment on this video. Like, I'm not gonna make it tough, because it doesn't matter to me who I give it to. You're giving away
multiple things, or are you giving away one thing? How are we doing this?
I'm giving away one big prize. There's gonna be a runner-up prize which people have been voting on, and do I have that here? Yeah. So people are voting on the runner-up prize, and they're deciding whether it's going to be the Natalie Sanders G.I. Joe set,
like it,
255, or the Demon Days Rose Besh, which is lagging behind.
Oh, dang it! I kind of want the other one. I want the G.I. Joe one.
Well, the thing is whatever one wins the runner-up prize is going to be the runner-up prize, and then the other one's just going to get in the pile. It's going to give into the winner for 1,000.
Why don't you just throw the loser into the third place?
Well, because I got a third place idea. I'm just not telling anybody yet. There's going to be a third place.
Breaking news.
Spoiling it. They will probably be a third place.
All right, Ruben, you can only win one prize, by the way.
And I'm putting toys in, too. I got a couple of toys that win.
Ruben says make accounts. Oh, gosh. He just wants to win. I get him. I enjoy your show on the Rewind on the way to work. Thank you. Is it this show?
Hey, that's what I used to do. And we'll probably have to do once again once I got to go back to the office. I would watch this kind of stuff.
I mean, I have got my next, I got my own business, and my next client is very far away. So it's an hour away. So I'm going to have to start listening to some stuff in the car again.
Yeah,
so
I tell you, it's the best. Like listening to, you can't watch it while you're driving, but listening.
Thank you, Obi the Gray. Make sure you catch us on the replay. We do appreciate everybody that watches us on the replay too. We will be back next week. Next week, I have been told by Pete, the master of Rennavision, that I need to have the tier list up early. So we look at Rennavision 2. We'll try to put up early so that if you guys want to holler in a little bit more, get a little bit more in depth. If you guys just like us doing the tier list to explain to you what these characters are, we don't mind that either, dude. We just appreciate you guys watching. Give us a thumbs up and hanging out with us. Thanks a lot. Appreciate everybody. Hartman, good to see you. Obi, good to see you late night. Ruben, always good. Eric.
Yep.
Stick boy, you got it. Are we going still up? David, good to see you. Zach, he was fine. You were good, man. All right, JJ, we'll catch you.
What happened to the Express? Did we lose the Express?
The Express? Yeah, the Express.
The name.
This Express. I'm not gonna say the other one. We're trying to get monetized, not demonetized here. All right. Hopefully we covered everybody. If we didn't, we still love you.
Absolutely.
Are you taking us out? I'm burning time. We can't intro the show
as soon as you're ready.
We can't intro the show, and we can't exit the show ever